My child, listen to me, for what I am about to speak carries the weight of heaven. Today, I bring you news that will shift the ground beneath your feet. This is not a casual word or something you can brush aside. I have timed this moment, chosen this hour, and placed these words before you because they are meant for you. Now, you've been searching for confirmation, for a sign, for proof that I still see you. And here it is. I am asking you, stay with me until the very end of this message. Do not let your mind wander. Do not let distractions steal what I have prepared. Every line you hear will carry a piece of what I am building in you today. If you step away, you may miss the very sentence that would have unlocked the breakthrough you've been praying for. Listen like your next step depends on it, because it does. I am not sending you this word to entertain you, but to equip you, to warn you, to lift you, and to set you on a path that will change everything. What I am about to reveal will not only answer questions you've been too tired to ask out loud, but it will also expose lies that have been holding you back. This is more than good news. It is heaven's direct intervention in your story. And I will hold you accountable for what you hear today. If you choose to receive it, you will see doors open where there were only walls. If you ignore it, you will forfeit a moment I designed just for you. So stay. Lean in. Hear me to the end. For before this message is finished, you will know, without a shadow of doubt, that I have spoken, and I have spoken to you. My beloved child, I need you to stop what you're doing and be here with me for this moment. Not later, not when it feels convenient, not when the noise dies down, right now. You've been living in the middle of constant movement, juggling deadlines, responsibilities, unspoken fears, and silent battles that no one else can see. But heaven is leaning in over your life, and I am speaking into the very center of your heart this instant. This is not a casual encounter. This is not a passing thought. This is a divine appointment that I've been waiting to keep with you. I have stilled certain conversations, delayed certain plans, and even allowed moments of emptiness just so you would be positioned for this word. The message I am delivering to you carries the weight of eternity and the precision of heaven's timing. There is no delay in me today. What I am placing in your spirit is meant to ignite something you thought was gone, your courage, your hope, your faith in my goodness. I see the days when your thoughts spiral into what if and how will this work out. I've watched the way your heart clenches when another piece of bad news comes, when another door seems to close before you can step through it. But this is why I'm telling you to pause, because in this breath, I am breaking the power of fear's voice over you. I am pouring in a word that will anchor you when the wind tries to knock you down. I am sending this message like a key to unlock the peace you thought you'd lost forever. And I am here, in the room where you sit, speaking not just over your life, but into the secret parts of your soul that have been quietly crying out for me. This moment is sacred because you are not simply receiving words, you are receiving alignment. I am repositioning you while you read this. I am removing the heaviness that has pressed down on your chest, the restless ache that has followed you from morning to night. You've been in survival mode for far too long, and it has made you forget what it feels like to breathe without the constant weight of what's next pressing on you. Child, I am pressing pause on the storm, not because the world has gone still, but because I am speaking peace over you in the middle of it. My voice is cutting through the noise of your day, through the tension in your family, through the uncertainty at your job, through the weariness of unanswered questions. You are not reading this by chance. You were led here because you've been asking for a sign, for clarity, for a reason to believe that I still see you, and this is it. I am not speaking to a crowd right now. I am speaking to you. I am giving you a confirmation that what you have been waiting for is already in motion. Angels are not preparing to move. They are already moving. The answer is not delayed. It is already on its way. And I am asking you to pause so you will not miss the moment it arrives. Stay here. Listen. Let these words sink into you like rain into dry soil, because what I am planting now will grow into the proof you've been longing to see. My beloved, heaven has something for you today, and it is not small. It is life-changing, time-shifting, heart-healing, and it starts now. My beloved child, I need you to understand something crucial. You are not here by accident. You did not stumble into this moment by a random turn of events or a twist of fate. Every step that brought you here, every detour that delayed you, every pause that frustrated you was part of a divine choreography written long before your eyes first opened in this world. While you thought you were wandering, I was guiding you. While you questioned if you had lost your way, I was setting the stage for this very hour. You've looked at certain seasons of your life and wondered why they had to be so painful, why doors shut so abruptly, why certain people left when you needed them most. You've questioned if I forgot you. But hear me. Those moments were not me turning away. They were me clearing the path. Some things had to be removed because they would have blocked the arrival of what I had planned for you. My orchestration is not loud or obvious to the human eye. It works quietly, in layers, in ways you often only see in hindsight. This moment you are in right now is not random. It is the alignment of years, even decades, of preparation. You are not lucky to find these words today. I scheduled this encounter into the architecture of your life before you knew how to call my name. Even now, as you read this, you can feel a pull deep inside, a sense that you are exactly where you are meant to be, even if you cannot yet see the whole picture. That pull is my spirit confirming that you are in the center of my timing. I want you to see that your timeline is not a straight line that you have to force forward by your own strength. It is a masterpiece I've been weaving thread by thread, even in the times you felt tangled and trapped. The moments you thought were wasted are woven into this divine tapestry, giving strength to the fabric of your destiny. Every delay was a recalibration to ensure your steps would land on solid ground. My orchestration is perfect, not rushed, not lagging, but exact. You are standing in the intersection of my promise and my timing right now. That's why certain things in your life will suddenly make sense in the coming days, why events from your past will start to connect with opportunities about to appear. And when that happens, I want you to remember this: none of it was coincidence. I wrote it into your story, and I am the author who will bring it to completion. My beloved child, there has been a shift in the atmosphere around you, one so real that even if your senses can't yet detect it, your spirit has already begun to register the change. I know you've grown used to the feeling of resistance, doors sticking shut, conversations that seem to go nowhere, dreams that feel like they're always almost, but never now. But something has shifted. The spiritual climate over your life has been stirred, and the assignments of heaven are already in motion. You may not see the angels I've dispatched, but their movements are already reshaping the terrain ahead of you. They are dismantling obstacles you didn't even know existed, intercepting schemes the enemy tried to weave in secret, and clearing the way for blessings that have been prepared for this appointed time. These angels are not on standby. They are moving, and they will not stop until my word over your life is fulfilled. You've been wondering why certain situations feel suddenly unsettled or why people are acting differently around you. This is part of the shift. When heaven moves, the natural realm must adjust. Sometimes that means old connections fade, old battles resurface briefly, or a strange stillness settles in. But don't mistake these signs for stagnation. They are proof that my hand is at work behind the scenes. And child, I need you to grasp this. You are not fighting for my attention. You already have it. The dispatching of angels is not a desperate act. It's a deliberate move of power. I've sent reinforcement because the season you are entering is one you cannot walk into carrying yesterday's weight. My angels are not just delivering answers. They are also delivering strength, courage, and divine strategy into your path. The air has shifted because the timeline of your breakthrough has advanced. In the coming days, you will begin to notice small but undeniable signs of this movement. A conversation that opens a door you thought was shut. A sudden favor that cannot be explained. A weight lifting from your heart without warning. These are the footprints of the angels I've sent for you. Even now, they are standing guard around you, ensuring that nothing and no one can derail what I've set in motion. This is why you felt a strange urgency in your spirit lately. It's the echo of heaven's marching steps in your direction. And I promise you, the shift will not stop here. It will only grow stronger until the promise in my heart for you stands fully before your eyes. My beloved child, you've whispered into the darkness, wondering if your words dissolved into the night air. You've prayed with trembling hands, feeling the weight of unanswered hopes pressing down on your chest. And in those moments, you've questioned, sometimes quietly, sometimes with a tear in your voice, if I even heard you. I need you to know, with a certainty that no doubt can erode, that I did not just hear you. I move it. The very instant your heart cried out, I responded. I didn't wait for the right mood or the perfect setting. I didn't need you to be composed, eloquent, or confident in your words. Your cry, raw and unfiltered, reached me like an alarm bell, and I acted. In heaven's realm, movement doesn't always look like movement to the human eye. My answers do not always arrive with the drama you expect, but they begin the very moment your voice rises to me. I have shifted situations you haven't even noticed yet. I've blocked paths that would have harmed you. I've rearranged events that are still weeks or months ahead in your timeline, all to align them with my good plan for you. And when you felt like nothing was happening, my hands were already shaping the outcome you had been pleading for. Even now, some of my movements on your behalf are unfolding in total silence because that's where they need to remain until the right moment. If I unveiled everything too soon, the enemy would rush to interfere. People with wrong motives might step in to take credit, or your heart could be overwhelmed with the weight of what's coming. So yes, I heard you the first time. And yes, I've been moving ever since. That conversation you had last week that seemed unimportant, I orchestrated it. That closed door that made you feel overlooked, I sealed it for your protection. The sudden clarity you felt about a decision you'd been wrestling with, that was me whispering the next step. You've never prayed into a void. You've been speaking into the ear of a God who leans close. So let this be the end of your wondering. You are heard. You are seen. And you are not waiting for me to start moving. I already have. My beloved, I know the long stretch of days when heaven seemed quiet has felt like an unending winter. You sat in rooms where the air felt heavy with stillness, and you've questioned whether you somehow missed my voice. You've wondered if perhaps you misheard me in the past, or if I had quietly moved on to answer the cries of others instead. But I am telling you now, the season of silence is ending. This isn't just a hopeful thought. It's a declaration from my throne. I have been moving in stealth, planting seeds in places you could not see, working in the shadows where no one could interfere. And now, the first signs of spring are breaking through. The answers you've been waiting for are not just on their way. They are already in motion. Even as you sit here, pieces are sliding into place. Conversations are aligning. Opportunities are being prepared. The wheels of heaven's plan for your life have been turning, and they are picking up speed. The stillness was not abandonment, it was incubation. The silence was not neglect, it was the space required for the roots of my promise to grow deep and unshakable. You will begin to notice shifts, subtle at first but undeniable in their impact. A sudden phone call, a meeting that feels divinely timed, a door swinging open that you never even knocked on. These will not be random. They will be the visible evidence of what I have already set in motion. I want you to live with your eyes open now, not in anxious searching but in confident expectation. The enemy will try to convince you that you are imagining these changes, that they are too small to matter. But I tell you this, small shifts open the way for great breakthroughs. This is why the attacks against your peace have intensified lately. The enemy senses what's about to unfold, but he cannot stop it. The silence is breaking, and when it breaks, it will not trickle, it will pour. Answers will not come in fragments, but in a rush of alignment that sweeps away confusion and replaces it with clarity. So prepare yourself. The quiet season is closing, and what's arriving will not just meet your expectations, it will exceed them. My beloved child, I know how long you have stared at the calendar, counting days that felt heavier than years. You have measured progress by slow inches, felt the sting of opportunity slipping through your fingers, and wondered if perhaps my promise had gotten lost somewhere between heaven and earth. I've watched you compare your timeline to others, telling yourself, maybe I misheard. Maybe it's not for me after all. You've seen other people receive what they prayed for while your own prayers seemed to wait in a silent queue. And deep down, there were moments you didn't want to admit, moments when you thought, if it hasn't happened by now, maybe it's too late. But child, I need you to see the truth from my side of eternity. What you called a delay was actually me building the kind of foundation that could hold the weight of what I promised you. It wasn't impediment, it was protection. There were barriers, some you could see and many you could not, that would have twisted, polluted, or stolen what I was sending. And I am not a careless father. I do not send fragile answers into dangerous hands. I do not pour living water into broken jars. I waited because I was working. I was dismantling agreements in the unseen realm that were working against you. I was breaking chains that had wrapped around your opportunities without your knowledge. I was rearranging the pieces of your life so that when the promise arrived, it would land in a place where it could grow without being uprooted. And now, beloved, those barriers are gone. I have swept them away with the strength of my hand. The forces that resisted you for so long have been silenced. The invisible walls that kept you circling the same season have been demolished. You are stepping into an open space now, one where my favor can flow without obstruction, one where the blessing can arrive without delay. And here is what will astonish you. The pace will change. What once felt like a slow climb will suddenly feel like a rushing river. You will see things move in days that you thought would take years. You will watch doors open with such ease that you will know it is not your effort, but my acceleration. People you haven't spoken to in months will reach out with opportunities. Resources will come from places you didn't even think to look. Paths will appear where you only saw brick walls before. And while others will call it luck or good timing, you will know the truth. It is divine speed. It is me redeeming the time you thought you lost. This is why I told you to hold on when you wanted to let go. This is why I whispered trust me when all you saw was stillness. Because I knew the moment was coming when I would remove every obstacle and send what I promised running toward you. And that moment, child, is now. Watch closely, because the delivery you've been waiting for is no longer crawling toward you. It is running, and it will not stop until it is in your hands. My beloved child, I have seen the questions that rise in your heart after you pray. You speak the words, sometimes bold and confident, sometimes barely above a whisper, and then you sit in the quiet, scanning your day for any sign that I've heard you. I have watched you wonder if your words faded into the air and dissolved before they could reach me. I have seen you try to pray harder, as if volume or repetition could make your petitions more worthy of my attention. You have looked at the lack of immediate change and silently asked yourself if maybe I was busy with more urgent matters. But hear me now. There has never been a single prayer, not one, that has failed to reach me. Even the ones you prayed with shaking hands and tear-streaked cheeks, those fragile words you thought were too small to matter, were carried straight to my throne. They were not ignored. They were not misplaced. They were not stored away to be dealt with later. The moment your heart turned toward me, your voice was heard in the courts of heaven. You may measure my response by the speed of earthly change, but I measure it by the fullness of the outcome I have planned. Some prayers require swift intervention, and you've seen me do that. Others require a tapestry of events to be woven together so perfectly that the answer, when it comes, is undeniable in its divine design. And while you've been wondering if your petitions were lost in the dark, I've been shaping the kind of answer that will not just meet your request, but overflow into blessings you didn't even know to ask for. You see, prayer is not about sending words into the sky and hoping they find me. Prayer is a direct exchange between you and me, and nothing in all creation can block it. When you speak to me, even in the smallest whisper, I lean in. Your prayers do not vanish into silence. They light up the atmosphere around my throne. They come carrying the fragrance of your faith, and I take them seriously, more seriously than you take them yourself. Sometimes the delay you perceive is because I am protecting you from premature fulfillment. If I gave you certain things too soon, they would collapse under the pressure of your current capacity. So I hold them, I guard them, and I continue to work in you so that when the answer arrives, you will be able to hold it, steward it, and see it multiply. And child, know this, even the prayers you've forgotten you prayed are still active before me. Words you spoke years ago, thinking they were unanswered or irrelevant now, are still alive in my presence. They are seeds in the soil of your destiny, and they are growing even now beneath the surface. One day soon, you will look around and realize you are walking inside the answer to a prayer you had completely let go of. And in that moment, you will know that nothing you have ever said to me was wasted, not a single word. My beloved child, I have watched you carry a weight that didn't match the size of your day. Simple tasks felt like mountains. A short email felt like a verdict. The quiet of evening sounded louder than a crowd. You wondered why a normal week came with abnormal pressure, why you were suddenly bumping into misunderstandings at work, why small family tensions turned sharp without warning, why your sleep grew thin while your thoughts grew thick. Hear me. This heaviness has not been proof that you are failing. It has been proof that you are close. The enemy caught the scent of what I am releasing over your life, the promotion of purpose, the settling of long-contended matters, the fresh clarity that makes next steps obvious, and he scrambled to choke the ground before the seed broke through. That's why the fatigue felt sticky. That's why old lies replayed like a loop. You're behind. You're overlooked. You missed it. That's why conversations that should have been simple came coated with confusion, why your chest felt tight in traffic, why your mind raced when you lay down, why the bill arrived the same week as the unexpected car problem, why the meeting moved, then moved again, then almost died. I'll push to make you interpret pressure as proof that I was far away. But I was never far. I stood beside you in the kitchen when you whispered, "God, I can't keep doing weeks like this." I sat with you in the waiting room when your name didn't get called on time, and I calmed the panic you didn't want anyone to see. I covered you when the text you dreaded finally arrived, and I kept your words measured so you wouldn't sabotage what I am building. I guarded your mind when scrolling made you feel smaller, and I put a stop in your spirit when comparison tried to turn into envy. The heaviness wasn't punishment, it was interference. The thief saw the truck reversing toward your driveway with the delivery I ordered, and he stood in the street waving his arms, trying to make you cancel the shipment. He cannot sign for what I sent, so he worked to convince you to refuse it. That is why random temptations sharpened, why apathy felt attractive, why quitting sounded like peace. But quitting is not peace. It is stolen momentum disguised as relief. Child, I am telling you the truth about your week so you stop accusing yourself for a war you did not start. The season did not turn dark because you failed me. The sky clouded because the light is about to break and blind what opposed you. So here is what we are going to do together, and I will speak plainly so your heart can grab it without guesswork. First, breathe with me, slow, honest breaths that interrupt the spin. Put your hand over your chest and say my name, not as a formula, but as a friend, Jesus. When you do, you are not summoning a distant king. You are acknowledging the one already in the room. Second, reduce the noise that multiplies the weight. Turn down the notifications that keep your nervous system on a leash. You do not need to be on call for everyone while you are trying to heal. Third, name the lie that shouted loudest this week. I'm behind. I'm alone. It's too late. And I will replace it with truth. You are right on time with me. I am with you and for you, and I redeem time. I don't run out of it. Fourth, choose one small act of obedience today, not 10. Send the email. Schedule the appointment. Put the application in. Open the Bible to the chapter you've been avoiding because you feared conviction. You will find comfort and strategy there. Fifth, stop rehearsing catastrophes. The enemy sells fear through previews of a movie he never gets to release. I hold the rights to your story. Sixth, let me assign you help. Reach out to the one friend who tells you the truth without shaming you. Isolation thickens heaviness. Conversation thins it. Seventh, consecrate your rest. Put your phone down 30 minutes before bed and invite me to shepherd your sleep. I give rest as a weapon, not a luxury. While you sleep, angels I've dispatched continue their work, cutting cords, closing counterfeit doors, protecting appointments you haven't seen yet. Finally, expect small breaks that turn into big ones. The knot in your stomach loosens while you're washing dishes. The call you thought was canceled gets rescheduled in your favor. A no becomes a not yet, then becomes a yes. A stranger's kindness interrupts the story in your head. A verse you've read 100 times lights up like a signpost. These are not accidents. They are indicators that the pressure is losing its grip. You will feel it, a clean, unforced strength returning. You'll laugh at something simple and realize your joy still works. You'll notice the same workload feels lighter because I am carrying it with you. This is how the heaviness breaks, not always with thunder, often with faithful steps that refuse to stop. Keep walking with me. You are closer than you think, safer than you feel, and stronger than the weak suggested. The enemy fought hard to make you quit because he cannot stop what I am releasing. He can only try to stop you from being there to receive it. You will be there. I will see to it. My beloved child, I watched you in those private moments no one else could see. The ones where your spirit felt threadbare and your resolve thin enough to tear. You've walked through days where even breathing felt like an act of faith, when your prayers sounded more like sighs than sentences. I saw you sit in the driver's seat for an extra 10 minutes because you didn't have the strength to walk into that building yet. I heard you whisper, "God, I don't know if I can do another day like this," and I leaned closer, holding you steady when you thought you were holding yourself up. You imagined that standing required confidence and certainty, but I measured it differently. I counted it as standing when you resisted the urge to retreat, even while every emotion in you begged to stop. I called it faith when you woke up and chose to keep moving through a day you wished you could skip entirely. The trembling in your faith was not weakness. It was proof of the battle you were in and the courage you carried to remain in the fight. You've been through storms that soaked you to the bone, winds that bent you until you thought you would snap, but you did not break. You stayed rooted when the ground beneath you shook. You held on to my name when it would have been easier to let go. And every time you decided, sometimes with gritted teeth, sometimes with tear-stained cheeks, that you would not turn back, you silenced the lies of the enemy and strengthened the testimony of your own spirit. You think you barely survived, but from my view, you were victorious every time you chose to stay. Do you understand what happens in the unseen when one of my children stands like you did? The enemy's plans collapse. His accusations lose their grip. Your endurance sends ripples through the spiritual realm, declaring that I am worth trusting, even when the evidence looks thin. When you stood, you declared to hell itself that my promises still held more weight than your circumstances. That kind of declaration is not small. It is the roar of a lion in the spirit, shaking the ground beneath your adversary's feet. This is why I am honoring your endurance. I am not just going to restore what you lost in the fight. I am going to reward the fight itself. I will make your stability a signpost for others who feel they cannot make it. They will look at you and see living proof that faith can outlast fear. And the strength you've gained in this standing season will carry into every future step. The same knees that shook will soon walk boldly into rooms you once felt unqualified for. The faith that trembled will soon speak words with authority you didn't know you had. Child, I am lifting the heaviness that tried to keep you bowed down, and I am replacing it with a fresh mantle of confidence. Confidence in me, confidence in what I've placed in you. When you see the blessings begin to unfold, remember this: they are not just the result of my promise. They are the reward of your perseverance. You stayed, and because you stayed, you will see my salvation in ways that will leave you in awe. This is not just the end of a season. It's the beginning of a chapter where your testimony will speak louder than your trials ever did. My beloved child, I know there have been seasons where you looked around and saw no evidence that anything was shifting. You prayed, you worked, you waited, but it seemed like life stayed still. Your days felt predictable, your dreams felt stalled, and the excitement you once carried for the future began to dim. You even wondered if I had gone quiet, if perhaps I had moved on to someone else's story while yours sat unopened on the shelf. But hear me now. While you thought nothing was happening, I was building. I was not idle. I was not distracted. I was working in layers, constructing a foundation deep enough to hold the weight of what I am bringing into your life. The work I do beneath the surface is the most essential, because if I built too quickly without securing the ground, the structure of your blessing would crack under pressure. You only saw stillness, but I saw soil being broken, roots spreading strong, pillars being set into place. You couldn't see the beams I was reinforcing or the supports I was installing in your spirit, the character, resilience, and wisdom that you would need for the next season. You didn't realize that every no was a load-bearing wall protecting you from collapse. Every delay was concrete setting firm beneath your feet. Every closed door was insulation keeping you safe from storms you couldn't yet see. While you felt forgotten, I was securing you for the future I have already seen in full. And now, child, the time for visible building has come. The work beneath the surface is ready to support the structures I am about to raise in your life. You will begin to see opportunities stack quickly, relationships form with unusual ease, and resources arrive without strain. You will realize that what felt like wasted years were actually the years I was pouring strength into the unseen parts of you. I made sure your identity in me was strong enough to resist the pull of pride. I taught you to hear my voice so clearly that no counterfeit could lure you away. I allowed you to endure seasons of discipline so you would know how to steward abundance. This is why you can stand unshaken now, because the foundation is unshakable. Soon, when you step into the rooms I am opening, you will not feel out of place or underprepared. You will know that you belong because you were built for it. Every tear you shed while waiting became part of the cement holding your future together. And when the walls of your blessing rise high, and others marvel at how steady it all looks, you will know the truth. It is steady because it was built in the quiet seasons, the hidden seasons, the seasons where you thought nothing was happening but everything was. My child, if this good news has stirred hope in you, then let it flow through you into another life. Every super thanks, every membership, every seed sown through the PayPal link in the description, it becomes a stream of living water, carrying my word into deserts you may never see. You've prayed, Lord, use me, and this is how I answer you now. Each act of giving is not a transaction. It is a prophetic act, planting light where darkness has claimed the land. I said, give, and it will be given to you, and I will cause your seed to return multiplied, in peace, in favor, in open doors no man can shut. This is a moment of obedience that will echo in eternity. Act now, partner with me, and watch me move in ways that take your breath away. Beloved, I have seen you standing at the crossroads, looking at multiple paths and feeling paralyzed by the fear of choosing the wrong one. You've wrestled with decisions in your mind until you were exhausted. You've prayed for signs, looked for confirmations, replayed conversations in your head, and still felt uncertain. The confusion has been heavy, not just because you didn't know what to do, but because you feared the cost of making a mistake. You felt like one wrong step could undo everything you've worked for. But hear me, this fog is lifting. I am breathing clarity into your spirit. I am silencing the noise of competing voices so that my direction is the loudest and clearest thing you hear. The hesitation you've carried is about to break, replaced by a deep confidence that doesn't come from your own understanding but from knowing I am guiding you. You will sense my nudges in a way you cannot ignore. You will have peace about the yes and conviction about the no. Where the enemy tried to entangle you in analysis paralysis, I am now cutting through the knots and giving you simple, undeniable next steps. You will no longer feel like you're stumbling forward in the dark. The light is breaking, and it will illuminate the exact path I have for you. And child, this clarity will not just tell you where to go, it will show you why you are going there. The steps I am about to reveal will make sense in the context of the promises I have spoken over you. I am aligning your inner peace with external confirmation so that every move you make feels both natural and supernatural. Opportunities that used to leave you unsure will now feel obviously right, or obviously wrong. Relationships that once felt complicated will become clear in their purpose, or their lack of it. You will not waste energy chasing distractions, because you will see them for what they are. And when you take these next steps, doors will open without you forcing them, and closed doors will no longer frustrate you. They will confirm that you are on the right path. I am not a God of confusion, and I will not let you live in it any longer. This is the season where you will walk with purpose, speak with authority, and move with the kind of confidence that only comes from knowing your steps are ordered by me. My beloved child, you have spent seasons knocking, waiting, trying keys that didn't seem to fit. You've approached doors that looked promising, only to have them close inches from your face. You've asked yourself if the problem was your timing, your ability, or perhaps even your worth. There were moments when the sound of a door shutting felt like the echo of rejection, as if I had stepped away. But I want you to understand something that will rewrite how you see those moments. Those doors closed because I knew what was behind them, and I knew they were not for you. Not yet. Not in that way. Not at that time. I have been protecting you from stepping into rooms that looked safe but were laced with compromise, distraction, or harm. And now, the season has shifted. The door that I am opening before you now is not like those other doors. This one has been crafted for you from the beginning of time. It does not swing on the hinges of human approval or political convenience. It is secured in my will, and because of that, no person, no power, no opposition can close it. Even if doubt rises in your mind, even if fear makes you hesitate, this door will remain open until you walk through. I am making sure you cannot miss it. You won't have to force it. You won't have to manipulate your way in. The lock is already turning, the handle is already moving, and the light spilling from the other side is already reaching your feet. And child, once you step through, the shift will be undeniable. This door will not just lead to a single opportunity. It will lead to a series of alignments you could not orchestrate on your own. People you've never met will be ready to help you. Resources will appear at the moment you need them, and the pace of your progress will accelerate beyond what you thought possible. You won't have to compete for this space because it was reserved for you before you even knew to ask for it. I have written your name on it in a way no one can erase. And I want you to carry this truth into the room. You belong here because I placed you here. You are not an intruder in this opportunity. You are the intended occupant. This is why I have trained you, refined you, and prepared you in seasons where no one was watching. The preparation was for this open door. And because I have opened it, the only thing left for you to do is walk through with faith, confidence, and the awareness that this is not just a door. It is a divine gateway into the next chapter of your calling. Beloved, I know there are years of your life that feel like blank pages, seasons you can barely speak about without feeling the ache of regret or the sting of loss. There were times when opportunities slipped away before you could grasp them, when relationships you poured into drained you instead of filling you, when the path you were on seemed to vanish under your feet. You've looked back and felt the weight of what could have been, wondering how much further you'd be if those years had been different. But hear me now. I am the God who redeems time. I am not bound by the clock you watch or the calendar you keep. What was stolen from you, whether it was stolen by circumstances, by people, by your own mistakes, or by the enemy's interference, I have already set in motion to restore. And I am not just returning what was lost in equal measure. I am multiplying it. When I restore, I do not simply rewind to the place where you left off. I advance you beyond it. This means the years you thought were wasted will actually accelerate you forward. What the enemy meant to deplete you will become the very reason your blessing will overflow, because I will make up for it in ways that leave no doubt it was my hand at work. And child, you will see the proof of this restoration in tangible ways. Doors will open in areas where you once faced repeated rejection. Finances that were drained will be replenished with increase. Relationships that were broken will be healed, or replaced with ones far healthier and more aligned with your purpose. The confidence you lost in those seasons will return, not as fragile optimism but as unshakable faith built on seeing me redeem what you thought was beyond repair. The return will be so great that you will stop looking at those lost years with sorrow and start seeing them as part of the testimony I am writing in your life. You will be able to say with full conviction, I didn't just get back what I lost, I gained more than I ever imagined. The enemy will regret touching your life because every place he attacked will become a place of abundant blessing. And when you tell your story, people will not just hear about your loss, they will see your restoration, standing in front of them as living proof that I am a God who gives back more than was taken. My beloved child, you have walked through enough relationships to know that not every voice in your life is for your good. You've experienced the sting of misplaced trust, the friend who turned distant when you succeeded, the colleague who applauded you in public but quietly undermined you in private, the relative who used your vulnerability as ammunition. These moments have left you cautious, even skeptical, about letting new people in. But I want you to hear me clearly. The isolation you felt was never meant to be permanent. It was a season of protection. I had to pull you back from certain connections to guard your heart while I prepared the ones I'm about to send. The people I am bringing into your life now are not here to compete with you, control you, or drain you. They are here to cover you, to intercede for you, to speak life over you when you forget how to speak it over yourself. They will celebrate your victories without envy and walk with you through valleys without abandoning you. I have been working behind the scenes, aligning paths so that when you meet them, the connection will be instant and undeniable, not based on convenience but on covenant. These are people who will not just help you carry the weight of your calling, but who will multiply your capacity to walk in it. And child, you will know them by the peace they bring. The right people will not make you feel smaller to make themselves comfortable. They will not demand you dim your light. Instead, they will make more room for it to shine. You will find that your conversations with them are not filled with gossip or comparison, but with ideas, faith, and vision. You will notice that your spirit feels lighter after being with them, not heavier. These relationships will be mutual, where you pour into them, and they pour into you, creating a rhythm of encouragement that strengthens both sides. I am sending people who will see the treasure in you and treat it as sacred. Some will mentor you, pouring decades of wisdom into your journey. Others will walk beside you as peers, sharpening your gifts through shared mission. Still others will come under your covering, and you will watch them flourish because of the atmosphere you create together. These are not temporary acquaintances. They are destiny connections, and their arrival is a sign that you are stepping into a new chapter where isolation is replaced with alignment. Cherish them, invest in them, and together you will accomplish far more than you could alone. Beloved, I have seen the wars you fought when no one else was watching, the sleepless nights where you wrestled with fear, the prayers you prayed in whispers so quiet that even you could barely hear them, the internal struggles that never made it into conversation because you didn't have the strength to explain them. I've watched you carry burdens in silence, not because you didn't trust me, but because you didn't want to be a weight on anyone else. And while the world saw you show up, smile, and keep going, I saw the effort it took to make it through each day. I saw every dart the enemy threw at your mind, those sharp thoughts meant to convince you that you're not enough, that the struggle will never end, that your faith is wasted. And child, I have been with you in every moment. I've been fighting battles on your behalf that you don't even know were being fought. I've been deflecting attacks, dismantling traps, and strengthening you in ways that have kept you standing. The season you are entering now is one where the outcome of these hidden battles will no longer be hidden. The victories I am releasing will be seen, acknowledged, and undeniable, not to prove your worth to others, but to demonstrate my faithfulness in your life. And when these victories come, they will speak for themselves. The very area where you felt most attacked will become the place of your greatest testimony. What was once your private struggle will become your public platform. People will ask how you overcame, and your answer will point them straight to me. I will cause circumstances to shift so drastically in your favor that those who once doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge my hand on your life. Relationships that fractured under pressure will be replaced with ones that stand firm. Finances that felt unpredictable will stabilize and increase. Health that was fragile will be strengthened. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will arrive without you chasing them. And as these victories unfold, remember that they are not just for you. They are for every person watching who needs to believe that their own private battle can end in public breakthrough. I am turning your hidden endurance into visible evidence, so that your life becomes a living reminder. I do not waste battles, and I always finish what I start. My beloved child, I have watched you in seasons where no one else seemed to notice your faithfulness. You showed up, did the work, served quietly, and honored me in ways that were invisible to others. You prayed for people who never knew your name. You gave from a place that no one applauded. You chose integrity when shortcuts could have made things easier. I have seen you carry responsibilities that felt small in the eyes of the world but were precious to me because you carried them with honor. Those quiet decisions, those unseen sacrifices, those moments where you obeyed without an audience, they have been recorded in heaven as proof of your trustworthiness. You may have thought you were just surviving, just getting through the day, but in my eyes, you were proving yourself faithful. And child, the way you handled the little things has positioned you for the increase I am now releasing. I could not give you more until you showed me that you would not neglect the small beginnings, that you would treasure what others overlook. Your faithfulness in those hidden spaces has created a foundation that can now hold the weight of more responsibility, more influence, more provision. And now, I am moving you into a season where little will be replaced with much. This will not just be about resources, though those will increase. This is about trust. I am placing you in positions where your voice will carry weight, where your decisions will affect more people than before, where your influence will shape environments for my glory. The opportunities I am giving you will not be to feed your ego but to expand your impact. You will have access to platforms, relationships, and resources you once thought were out of reach, not so you can prove yourself to others, but so you can steward them well for the sake of my kingdom. And because you were faithful with little, I know you will not take this increase lightly. You will handle it with the same diligence you showed when no one was watching. You will not waste it. You will not exploit it. You will multiply it. This is my reward for your quiet obedience, and it will be evident to all who see you that promotion did not come from man. It came from me. Beloved, I know there are chapters of your story that still sting when you remember them. Times when you felt burned by betrayal, abandoned in your need, or stripped of the very things you thought you couldn't live without. You've carried the ashes of those moments, sometimes hidden in your heart where no one else can see, sometimes spilling into your thoughts at the most unexpected times. You've asked me why certain losses had to happen, why certain seasons ended the way they did, why I didn't intervene in the way you imagined. And while I have been with you in every moment of that pain, I am now stepping in to do something new, something only I can do. I am taking those ashes, the remains of what was, and I am trading them for beauty. This is not about pretending the fire never happened. It is about transforming the evidence of destruction into proof of restoration. The scars will remain, but they will no longer speak of defeat. They will speak of survival, of redemption, of my power to make all things new. And child, this beauty I am giving you will not be fragile or fleeting. It will not be a thin layer of comfort that washes away at the first sign of trouble. This beauty will be woven into the very fabric of your identity. Where there was shame, I will clothe you in honor. Where there was grief, I will crown you with joy. Where there was loss, I will fill you with abundance, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. You will begin to see your past differently, not as a chain holding you back, but as the soil from which something extraordinary has grown. And when others ask how you managed to come through the fire, you will be able to point to the beauty in your life now and say, "Only God could do this." Your testimony will carry weight because it will be undeniable. I am not just restoring you to where you were before the loss. I am elevating you to a place you could not have reached without walking through it. This is the divine exchange, and it will change not only how you see your past but how you walk into your future. My beloved child, I have watched you fight for peace as if it were something easily lost. You've tried to hold on to it with clenched hands, only to feel it slip away when circumstances shifted or when a single word from someone sent your thoughts spiraling. You've tasted moments of calm, but they felt temporary, like a fragile glass that could shatter at the slightest bump. You've walked into rooms with your heart steady, only to leave feeling unsettled because the atmosphere around you was heavy with tension. And I know you've wondered if lasting peace was even possible in a world this unstable. Hear me now. The peace I am giving you in this season is not the fragile kind the world offers. It is not dependent on perfect circumstances, cooperative people, or an easy schedule. The peace I am placing in you is the kind that anchors ships in violent seas, that holds buildings steady in strong winds, that keeps your spirit rooted when everything around you tries to pull it loose. This peace is my gift to you, and it will not be taken away, not by sudden bad news, not by shifting opinions, not by the storms that will still come. And child, this peace is more than a feeling. It is a power. It will not just help you survive storms, it will help you command them. When the enemy tries to stir chaos around you, this peace will act as a shield, blocking the panic that used to take over. You will notice that conversations which once provoked anxiety will now roll off you without settling in your spirit. Situations that would have kept you up at night will now meet you sleeping soundly. Even when you face genuine challenges, you will feel a steady voice inside you saying, "I am still here, and I am still in control." This kind of peace changes how you speak, how you decide, and how you lead others. People will begin to notice, asking why you aren't shaken, and you will have the joy of telling them it's because you know the one who calms storms from the inside out. This peace will free you to live boldly because you will no longer be making decisions from a place of fear or reaction. You will be moving from a place of stability. And the best part, this peace will stay with you, not just in quiet seasons, but in every future storm, proving to you again and again that I am your anchor, and I will never let go. Beloved, I am about to place you in spaces that you didn't think you would ever enter, not because you sought them out aggressively, but because I am sending you there on assignment. These places might look ordinary from the outside, a workplace meeting, a community gathering, a conversation with a neighbor, even a casual encounter in a public place. But I have chosen these spaces carefully, and I am positioning you there with purpose. You carry something that shifts atmospheres, not because of loud declarations or forceful speeches, but because of the quiet weight of my presence within you. Sometimes the most profound changes happen without the room even realizing it, and I will use you in this way. You will step into situations where tension has been brewing, and simply by your presence, the atmosphere will begin to settle. Conversations will take a more honest and compassionate turn because you are there. Decisions will be made with more wisdom because of the insight you share. People who were resistant to hope will begin to open up, not because you pressured them, but because the peace and authority you carry disarm them. And child, this influence will not always be recognized publicly, and that is by design. There will be times when the people you impact most never even connect their change of heart to your presence, but I will know, and heaven will record it. You will see the fruit of your influence in the way relationships improve, in the way conflicts resolve, in the way opportunities for good suddenly open. You will be my ambassador in rooms where my name is rarely spoken, but where my kingdom work is still advancing. And because your influence is rooted in me, it will endure. You will never need to manipulate your way into these spaces or prove your worth once you're there. I will have already prepared the way and confirmed your place. As you move in obedience, you will discover that your life is not just about the tasks you accomplish, but about the transformation you leave behind wherever you go. This is how my kingdom spreads, quietly, steadily, irresistibly, and you will have the joy of watching it happen through you. My beloved child, I know you've experienced blessings that felt like they slipped through your fingers. You had seasons where something beautiful began to grow, only for it to wither before you could enjoy it fully. Those moments left you hesitant to rejoice too quickly, wondering if every good thing was temporary. You've prayed for stability, for something lasting, for the kind of breakthrough that doesn't vanish overnight. Hear me. The season you are entering now is not one of fleeting moments, but of sustained provision. What I am placing in your hands now will not be here one day and gone the next. It will be upheld by my own strength. You will not have to work yourself into exhaustion to keep it. You will not live in fear that it will crumble if you look away for a moment. This is not a blessing that depends on your constant striving. It is a blessing that will be protected, reinforced, and nourished by my power. Just as I have been faithful to bring it to you, I will be faithful to keep it for you. The doors I am opening, the opportunities I am sending, the relationships I am establishing, these are not fragile. They are rooted in my will, and nothing rooted in me can be easily uprooted. And child, I will even go further. I am not only sustaining what I place in your hands, I am strengthening it over time. The job you step into will grow into greater influence. The resources you receive will multiply instead of deplete. The relationships I bring you into will deepen in trust and value. The projects I entrust to you will gain momentum rather than fade out. This is the nature of blessings from me. They grow, they endure, they increase. I am teaching you to rest in the assurance that you don't have to cling in fear. You can hold with joy. Every day you will see fresh signs that my hand is still on it, still guiding it, still enlarging it. And when you look back months or years from now, you will realize that the blessing didn't just remain. It became even more than you first imagined. This is what it means for me to be your source. I don't just give and walk away. I stay. I protect. I nurture. And I ensure that what I've placed in your life is not just a momentary gift, but an enduring testimony of my faithfulness. Beloved, you have heard my good news for you today. Now become the messenger who carries it further. When you gave through super thanks, when you join in membership, when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you're not funding a platform. You are fueling a rescue mission for souls. You've asked for a way to be part of my work, and here it is. Every seed you sow becomes oil on the fire of my word, spreading light faster than the darkness can react. I am the Lord of the harvest, and I promise you, what you sow in faith today will be multiplied, not just in your life, but in the lives of those who receive hope because you obeyed. This moment is holy. Don't delay. Click, give, and walk in step with me as I release blessing over your house, your work, and your future. Beloved, I have seen how tired you have been, not just in your body, but in your spirit. The last season took more from you than you expected. It drained your energy, clouded your vision, and at times made you question whether you had anything left to give. There were mornings when you woke up already feeling behind, already wondering how you'd make it through the day. And yet, in the midst of all that, you kept moving. You didn't stop showing up. You didn't stop believing, even if your faith was down to a whisper. Now, I want you to notice something. The strength you feel returning is not an accident. This is not just a momentary boost to help you get back to normal. No, child, this is me pouring into you for what's ahead. I am building your endurance, sharpening your discernment, and renewing your energy because there is a greater assignment waiting for you. You will not go into it weary or half-prepared. You will enter it full, ready, and equipped. And child, when this assignment begins, you will understand why the last season required so much stripping away. I had to remove certain distractions, prune certain attachments, and even slow you down so you could recover in the right way. What is coming will require focus, clarity, and a strength that goes beyond what you have known before. This is why I am rebuilding you from the inside out, not just your physical stamina, but your emotional resilience and your spiritual authority. The strength I am giving you now will make you unshakable in the face of opposition. It will allow you to carry more responsibility without breaking. It will enable you to pour into others without running dry. You will find yourself stepping into roles that once intimidated you and handling them with grace and confidence. You will move through challenges with the steady assurance that I have already equipped you for them. This is more than recovery. It is positioning. It is preparation. And when you step fully into what I have for you next, you will know without question that the strength you're walking in came from me. My beloved child, I know exactly where it still hurts. I know the moments you replay when no one is around, the wound that sometimes feels fresh no matter how much time has passed. I've seen the way certain word, certain places, certain memory can bring tears to your eyes without warning. The enemy has tried to convince you that this part of your story is only a source of shame or sorrow, that it's the chapter best kept hidden, locked away where no one can see. But I am telling you now, this will not remain your place of pain. I am already working to transform it into the most powerful part of your testimony. The very thing that tried to break you will become the platform from which you will declare my faithfulness. The story that once made you feel small will be the one that gives you authority to speak life into others who are going through what you endured. When I redeem something, I don't just heal it. I turn it into a weapon against the very darkness that caused it. You will watch as what the enemy meant for evil becomes the tool I use to set others free. And child, you will be amazed at how this transformation changes you. No longer will you approach that memory with heaviness, you will approach it with gratitude, because you will see how I carried you when you thought you couldn't go on. You will see how I was present in every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. This testimony will not just be words, it will be living proof. People will see the strength, joy, and peace you now walk in, and they will know it could only have come from me. Your voice will carry weight because it will be backed by real experience, not theory, not hearsay, but the reality of my power at work in your life. You will not have to force people to listen. They will lean in because they will see the evidence standing right in front of them. This is the beauty of redemption. I will not waste your pain, and I will not let the enemy have the last word. Where there was once loss, there will be abundance. Where there was once fear, there will be boldness. And where there was once silence, there will be a testimony so loud that it shakes others into hope again. Beloved, you have walked through seasons where people underestimated you, misjudged you, or dismissed what I placed in you. They saw your current situation and assumed it defined your potential. Some questioned your calling, your capacity, and even your faith. There were moments when the whispers and opinions of others weighed heavier on your heart than you wanted to admit. But I want you to hear me. I am about to work in your life in such a way that even those who doubted you will have to stop and acknowledge, surely, this was the hand of God. I am not doing this to prove them wrong for your ego's sake, but to display my glory. What I have planned for you will be undeniable, not just to you, but to everyone who witnesses it. The opportunities will be too aligned, the timing too perfect, the transformation too complete for it to be explained any other way. They will see that what is happening in your life is not luck, not coincidence, but my intentional hand guiding you. And child, when this happens, I want you to stay rooted in humility. Let their recognition of my work in your life become an open door for you to point them toward me. You will not need to defend yourself or your journey. Your life will be the defense. The change will speak louder than any words you could offer. Relationships that once treated you with indifference will begin to shift. Some will seek you out for guidance, curious about how you went from overlooked to elevated. Others will silently observe, unsure of what to say, but deeply aware that something supernatural has taken place. And while some may never admit it aloud, they will carry the awareness in their hearts that it was my doing. In this way, your breakthrough will serve a greater purpose than personal blessing. It will become a witness. It will open hearts to believe in my power, not just because they heard about it, but because they saw it with their own eyes. And you, my child, will walk through this season with the quiet confidence of one who knows it was always me, and it will always be me. My beloved child, I know how many blows your confidence has taken over the years. There were words spoken over you that lodged themselves deep in your heart, shaping the way you saw yourself. There were moments when you tried, and it didn't work out the way you'd hoped. Moments that made you question if you were capable, if you were even worthy to try again. Disappointments have a way of chipping away at confidence slowly, quietly, until one day you realize you're hesitant to take even the steps you know you're called to take. But hear me clearly. I am rebuilding your confidence from the ground up, not based on fragile self-assurance, but on the rock-solid truth that I am with you. This is not about puffing yourself up. It is about remembering that my spirit lives inside you, and where I am, there is no defeat. Your worth is not determined by past failures or the opinions of others. It is anchored in my love for you. I am pulling out the roots of insecurity that have tangled themselves around your identity and planting you in the soil of truth. You will walk differently when you know you are backed by my presence. And child, as this confidence returns, you will notice your voice changing. You will speak with greater clarity, without the constant second-guessing that used to steal your momentum. You will find yourself making decisions with a peace you have not felt in years. Not because you know every detail, but because you trust the one who does. Opportunities that once intimidated you will now excite you, because you will approach them knowing you are not walking in alone. I will give you a steady assurance that will not be shaken by sudden changes or unexpected challenges. Even in moments where you still feel nervous, my presence will whisper to you, you are not on your own in this. And when others see this renewed confidence in you, they will sense that it is different. It's not pride, not arrogance, but a deep awareness that you are moving in step with me. This is the kind of confidence that draws others in, because it is rooted in peace and authenticity. This is the confidence I am giving you now, and it will not fade. It will grow stronger with every step you take in faith. Beloved, I have seen you wrestling with decisions, big ones, small ones, and the kind that linger in the back of your mind day after day. You've carried the weight of wondering if you're making the right move, and it's left you tired in ways that rest alone cannot fix. Indecision can be a quiet thief, draining your energy and robbing your peace one small hesitation at a time. You've tried to analyze every angle, to gather every piece of information, hoping that would make the choice easier. Yet the more you thought about it, the heavier it's felt. But I am lifting that weight from you. I am giving you clarity, not the kind that leaves room for constant second-guessing, but the kind that feels like the sun breaking through clouds after a long, gray season. You will not have to strain to hear me. My direction will come with a peace that stands firm even if the path ahead looks unfamiliar. This clarity will simplify what has felt complicated and will bring order to places where confusion once reigned. And child, when this clarity comes, it will feel like breathing deeply after holding your breath for too long. You will no longer feel pulled in multiple directions. You will know which commitments to say yes to, and which ones to release without guilt. You will have the courage to let go of opportunities that look good on the surface but are not aligned with where I am taking you. And you will have the confidence to step into the ones I have prepared for you, even if they stretch you beyond your comfort zone. This clarity will not just be about single decisions. It will set a new rhythm for your life. You will find that your mind is lighter, your prayers are bolder, and your steps are more decisive. People around you will notice the shift and may even come to you for guidance, sensing that you carry a perspective they can trust. And when they ask, you will point them to me, because you will know this clarity did not come from your own effort. It came from walking closely with the one who knows the end from the beginning. My beloved child, you have been through seasons where nothing seemed to connect, where your efforts felt scattered, where the opportunities in front of you didn't line up with the desires I placed in your heart. You've tried to make sense of the timing, wondering if you missed something, wondering if you should have taken another path. You've prayed for signs, for confirmation, for some kind of assurance that you are still on the right track. I have heard those prayers, and I have been moving in ways you could not see, quietly, deliberately, aligning circumstances so that they will converge at the exact moment they need to. I am putting the right people in place, ranging the right resources, opening the right doors, and even closing others that would distract or derail you. None of this is random. None of this is coincidence. This is precision. And when the pieces begin to fit together, it will be so seamless that you will have no choice but to acknowledge this could only be God. And child, when that alignment happens, it will bring a clarity and momentum you've never experienced before. Things that once felt like a struggle will start to flow naturally. Delays will turn into divine timing, and what once felt like a detour will reveal itself as preparation. You will see how even the seasons you thought were wasted were actually part of the alignment, shaping your character, sharpening your skills, preparing your heart. This alignment will not be fragile or temporary. It will be the foundation for the next chapter of your life. And when you step into it, you will move with confidence, not because you know every detail, but because you will recognize my signature all over it. You will find yourself in the right place, at the right time, with the right people, and you will know that this is not luck, not coincidence, but the fulfillment of prayers you prayed in both faith and desperation. I am aligning all things for your good, and the day you see it clearly will be the day your faith rises to a whole new level. Beloved, I know there are battles you have faced not just once, but over and over. It has felt like a cycle, progress followed by setback, victory followed by another fight in the same area. You've asked me why you seem to end up back at the same place, dealing with the same fears, temptations, or discouragements. You fought hard, and there have been moments where you thought, maybe this is just my life now. But hear me, those cycles are breaking. I am not content to see you bound in patterns that steal your joy and your purpose. I am stepping into this fight in a new way, cutting off the roots of the struggle so that it cannot grow back. You will not spend your whole life circling the same mountain. The freedom I am bringing is not temporary relief. It is permanent change. I am giving you the strength to recognize the triggers before they pull you in, the wisdom to see the enemy's traps before you step into them, and the courage to choose a different path. And child, as these patterns break, you will feel the weight lift from your shoulders. you will find that situations which once pulled you down now leave you standing tall. The things that used to steal your peace will no longer have access to your heart. You will wake up in the morning without the dread that used to meet you before your feet hit the floor. This freedom will not just change how you feel, it will change how you live. Your decisions will no longer be filtered through the lens of fear or shame. You will move forward without the constant pull of the past trying to drag you back. People around you will notice, and some will ask what changed. You will be able to tell them, with confidence, that the chains were broken by the one who loves you too much to leave you in bondage. This freedom will be deep, lasting, and unshakable, not because you found a moment of strength, but because I have stepped in to make sure that the cycle ends here. My beloved child, I know how fear has held you back in the past, not always in dramatic ways, but in those subtle moments where you hesitated instead of stepping forward, where you stayed silent when you wanted to speak, where you let the opportunity pass because you weren't sure if you were ready. I've seen how the what-ifs played in your mind like a loop, making you feel small, unprepared, or unworthy. And I have heard your prayers, those quiet ones where you asked me to give you courage, where you admitted that you don't want to live in hesitation anymore. Hear me. I am answering those prayers right now. I am placing a boldness inside you that will not be shaken by circumstances or silenced by the opinions of others. This is not reckless boldness. It is rooted in my spirit, in the knowledge that you are moving in alignment with me. You will find yourself speaking up in moments where you would have stayed quiet before. You will say yes to doors you once walked past. And when fear tries to rise up, you will feel my presence rise higher. And child, this boldness will change the way you see yourself. No longer will you define yourself by your limitations. You will begin to see yourself through my eyes, as someone equipped, prepared, and chosen. You will notice that fear no longer holds the same weight. It will still try to whisper, but its voice will sound weaker compared to the roar of faith I am stirring in you. You will take steps that surprise even you, and with each step, your confidence in my guidance will grow. This boldness will ripple into every area of your life, your work, your relationships, your dreams. People will see the change and be drawn to it, not because you are suddenly louder, but because you carry an unshakable assurance that what you are doing matters, and that you are not doing it alone. This is not temporary courage for a single moment. It is a permanent shift in how you approach life. I am setting you free from hesitation so you can fully step into the assignments I've been preparing for you all along. Beloved, the next opportunities I place before you will not fit the old version of you. The one who doubted, the one who shrank back, the one who measured themselves against others and came up short. These doors require the version of you that has been forged in quiet places, shaped through trials, refined by seasons where no one was watching. You may think you've been waiting for the right doors to open, but the truth is, I've been waiting for you to be ready to walk through them. The growth you've gone through, the resilience you've built, the wisdom you've gained, the faith you've strengthened, was all part of preparing you for what's next. These doors are not just opportunities. They are invitations to rise into the fullness of who I created you to be. They will stretch you, challenge you, and call forth parts of your gifting you didn't even know were there. But I will be with you in every step, reminding you that you are ready. And child, when you step through these doors, you will find that the preparation was worth every moment of waiting. The confidence you have now will meet the challenge ahead with grace. The wisdom you've gained will help you navigate complexities without losing your peace. The faith you've built in hidden seasons will become the anchor that keeps you steady when the new territory feels unfamiliar. You will not walk into these opportunities feeling like an imposter. You will walk in as someone who knows they belong, because I have placed you there. And as you grow into these roles, you will see even more of my purpose unfolding in your life. The very qualities that once felt like weaknesses will reveal themselves as strengths in the right context. And the beauty of it all is this: I am not just opening these doors for you, I am opening them with you. This is a partnership, a journey we will walk together, and every step you take will lead you deeper into the destiny I have written for you. My beloved child, I have walked with you through valleys and over mountaintops, through storms that tested your endurance and seasons that stretched your faith. I have seen every step, every tear, every prayer whispered in the quiet when no one else was around. And now, I am not just closing this chapter, I am sealing it with a blessing so complete, so undeniable, that it will pour into every part of your life. This is not a partial blessing, not something limited to one area. No, this is an overflow blessing, one that touches your relationships, your work, your health, your peace, and your joy. I am pouring it out in such a way that you will not be able to contain it. It will spill into the lives of those around you. You have been faithful in the process, and now the promise is meeting you in power. You will look at your life and see the fingerprints of my goodness everywhere, from the smallest details to the largest breakthroughs. And you will know that I have done this, not because you earned it, but because I delight in blessing my children. And child, this blessing is not just about abundance, it's about stability. I am setting you in a place where the ground beneath you will no longer shift unexpectedly. You will not live waiting for the other shoe to drop. You will live in the assurance that what I have given you is meant to last. Your joy will no longer feel fragile. Your peace will no longer be something you fight for daily. It will be the air you breathe. I am aligning resources, people, and opportunities in ways that will multiply what I've placed in your hands. And as it overflows, it will draw others to me, because they will see that your life is marked by something supernatural. This is my seal over this season. You will not leave it empty-handed. You will leave it carrying more than you thought possible, with a heart so full of gratitude that it overflows into worship. You will step into the next season with confidence, knowing that I who have blessed you here will continue to be faithful there. My child, I have sealed this season with blessing for you. Now help me seal it for another. When you give through Super Thanks, when you join in membership, when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you place your hand and mine to deliver this same good news into another heart's midnight. You've prayed for me to use your life for something eternal. This is your moment. Every seed you sow is like manna released into another's wilderness, a living testimony that I have not forgotten them. I will multiply what you release, returning it in ways that touch not only your finances but your peace, your protection, and your household. Do not let this moment pass. Act now, and walk with me as we turn today's good news into tomorrow's miracle for someone else. Beloved, everything I have spoken to you in these messages has been for a purpose: to remind you of my nearness, to reignite your hope, and to prepare you for what's ahead. None of these words were random. Each one was a seed, planted deep in the soil of your spirit. And seeds, when planted, do not remain seeds. They grow. Even now, as you've listened and taken these truths into your heart, something has shifted. Faith has risen. Peace has settled. Vision has sharpened. You may not see the full harvest yet, but you will. I am already at work, orchestrating events, aligning opportunities, and stirring boldness within you to step forward. I am taking the promises I have spoken over you and weaving them into the days ahead, so that you will walk into fulfillment without fear or hesitation. This is not the end of our conversation. It is the start of a deeper journey together. I will keep speaking, keep guiding, keep strengthening you as we move forward. And child, I want you to hold on to this truth. Nothing I have spoken will return empty. My words are alive and they accomplish what I send them to do. Even in moments when it feels quiet, when it seems like nothing is moving, my hand will still be working. You can rest in the certainty that I am faithful, not just to begin a work in you, but to bring it to completion. Let these promises shape the way you see yourself, the way you make decisions, the way you walk through each day. Carry them with you into every conversation, every challenge, every opportunity. And know that I am not just walking beside you, I am going before you, preparing the way. What comes next will not be a repeat of what has been. It will be a greater, deeper, richer unfolding of my plan for your life. You are not the same person you were when you began this journey. You are stronger, surer, and more aware of my presence, and that awareness will be your greatest treasure in the days ahead. My child, come closer. Let the noise of your world fade away for just a moment. I need to speak with you, right where you are. There is good news today, news that is meant for you alone. A truth I want to whisper directly into your heart until it silences every other voice. Listen to me. Before the foundations of this world were ever laid, before the first star was hung in the sky where the mountains were formed from the dust, I knew you, and I loved you. My love for you is not a reaction to what you do. It is the very reason you exist. I see you striving, trying so hard to be good enough, to measure up. You carry the weight of your own expectations and the perceived judgments of others like a heavy coat you can never take off. You believe my affection is a prize you must earn, something that grows when you are strong and shrinks when you are weak. You fear that your mistakes, the ones you hide in the shadows of your heart, have somehow disappointed me and lessened my love for you. That is the great lie you have been taught to believe, and it has exhausted you. Let me be clear. There is absolutely nothing you can do to make me love you more, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, you can do to make me love you less. My love for you is not based on your performance. It is not dependent on your perfection. It is an eternal, unchanging, unwavering constant. It is the very ground of your being. I loved you on your best day, when your heart was full and your steps were sure. And I love you with that same unending passion on your worst day, when you feel you have failed everyone, especially yourself. I see the moments you wonder, my beloved. I see when you turn away, convinced you have traveled too far for my love to reach you. Even then, especially then, my love pursues you. It is not a demanding, angry pursuit, but a gentle, steady light that follows you into your darkest valleys, a constant whisper that calls you back home to me. It is a love that never gives up on you, a love that sees your truest self even when you cannot. This love is the antidote to your deepest fears. That knot of anxiety you feel in your stomach when you think about tomorrow, that is not from me. The fear that you will be found out, that you are not enough, that you will be abandoned, these are shadows that cannot survive in the light of my love. My love does not create fear, it casts it out. It is the perfect love that makes you brave. It is the deep, foundational security that allows you to face the storms of this life, knowing that you are held by a power greater than any chaos. You do not have to be afraid of me. You do not have to fear my rejection or my anger. All you will ever find in my gaze is love. So today, right now, in this very moment, I am pouring this unconditional love upon you afresh. This is not a distant concept or a theological idea. It is a tangible reality for you to experience now. Pause for a moment. Just pause. Breathe in my presence. I want you to feel my love wrapping around you like the warmth of the morning sun on your face. Let it soak into the tired, wounded, and fearful places of your soul. Let it wash over the belief that you must strive and earn your worth. You do not. You are simply, profoundly, and completely loved. You are held in an affection that has no beginning and no end. Let this truth be the very ground you stand on today and every day. You are mine, and you are cherished beyond measure. My precious child, I want you to listen now with the ears of your heart. I see how you condemn yourself. I hear the harsh inner voice that replays your mistakes on a loop, the one that tells you that you've missed your chance, that you've gone too far this time. You wake up some mornings and the weight of yesterday is already pressing down on you before your feet even touch the floor. You feel the sting of your own judgment, and you assume I must feel it even more strongly. But that, my child, is where you misunderstand my heart. The good news for you this morning is that my mercies are new for you this very morning. They were waiting for you when you woke up. They are not leftovers from yesterday. They are a fresh, full, and unending supply made specifically for you, for today. I do not treat you as your sins deserve. If I did, who could stand? Instead, I treat you with a compassion that is deeper than the oceans and wider than the sky. Think about the people in your life who may keep a record of your wrongs, who bring up your past failures as a weapon to control or shame you. My love is not like that. My compassion for you never fails. It is a river that never, ever runs dry. And no matter how many times you come to it, thirsty and broken, you will find it flowing with grace, ready to wash you clean and refresh your soul. I know the world is quick to anger and swift to judge. You see it in the workplace, where one mistake can define your career. You feel it in relationships, where a wrong word can create a chasm that feels impossible to cross. Because you live in that reality, you project it onto me. You brace yourself for my anger, expecting me to turn my back on you in frustration. But you must understand, that is not who I am. I am slow to anger, my child, and I am abounding in steadfast love. My nature is not one of irritation, but of profound, patient, and enduring affection for you. When you finally stop running and turn to me, you will not find a furious judge. You will find a loving father, your father, with arms open wide, not to punish, but to embrace you. When you cry out to me, even when your voice is choked with shame, and you can barely form the words, I listen with a merciful ear. I lean in close. Your weakest cry is a deafening sound in heaven, and it moves my heart to its very core. I do not hear your sin. I hear your sorrow. I do not see your failure. I see your need for a Savior. Do you feel that ache of loneliness that comes after you've made a mistake? That feeling of being utterly alone in your regret? I am the God of all comfort, and I am right there with you in that space. I want to be the comfort that soothes your guilt. I want to be the peace that quiets your self-condemnation. The world offers fleeting distractions, but I offer true, soul-deep comfort that can only come from being fully known and fully forgiven. Surrender your struggle for perfection to me. Stop trying to earn a mercy that is already freely and abundantly yours. Breathe in. Breathe out the lie that you are beyond repair. Today, you are not defined by your failings. You are defined by my mercy. It is your shield, your comfort, and your constant companion. It flows for you now, a relentless stream of grace in the desert of your fears. Receive it. Live in it. Let it change you from the inside out, for you are my child, and my mercy is your inheritance. My beloved, let's talk about that weight you are still carrying. The guilt from your past. I see it. It clings to you like a shadow, whispering that you are disqualified, that you are stained beyond cleansing. You look in the mirror, and you see your mistakes. You remember the words you said that you can't take back, the actions that left scars on you and others. You live with a secret fear that one day, everyone will see you for who you really are, and that I will finally cast you aside. This burden is crushing you. It is stealing your joy, paralyzing your spirit, and keeping you from walking in the fullness of the life I have for you. But the good news, the most glorious news, is that the price for all of it, every single sin, every hidden shame, every deep regret, has been paid in full by the sacrifice of my Son, Jesus. It is not just a nice religious idea. It is the foundational truth of all reality. The debt you owed was infinite, a chasm you could never cross. But on that cross, Jesus took the full weight of your sin upon himself. He paid a debt he did not owe because you owed a debt you could not pay. It is finished. It is done. Because of this, something miraculous has happened in the heavenly realms. When I, your Father, look at you, I do not see the stain of your sin. I do not see your failures or your weaknesses. When I look at you, I see the perfect righteousness of Christ. You have been clothed in his perfection. The shadow you fear is gone, completely swallowed up by his brilliant light. Your past, which you revisit so often in your mind, has been washed clean. I have removed it from you as far as the east is from the west. Think about that. Can you find the point where east meets west? It is an infinite distance. That is how far your sin is from you now. It is gone. It is forgotten. I have chosen not to remember it, so why do you continue to build a monument to it in your heart? You are no longer condemned. Let that truth sink into your spirit. The gavel of judgment has fallen, but it has declared you not guilty. You are free. You are pardoned. The chains of guilt and condemnation that have held you captive for so long have been shattered. And this forgiveness, this incredible freedom, is a gift. It is not something you have earned or could ever earn by your works. You cannot be good enough to deserve it. You cannot perform enough religious duties to merit it. It can only be received by faith. It is as simple and as profound as opening your hands and accepting a gift from someone who loves you completely. To reject this gift is to insist on paying a debt that has already been canceled. It is to remain in a prison cell when the door has been swung wide open. So today, I am inviting you, commanding you, to walk in the freedom of this forgiveness. When the voice of accusation whispers in your ear, silence it with the truth of the cross. When feelings of shame try to drag you down, stand on the reality of your pardon. Drop the heavy chains of your past at my feet. Leave them there. Walk away from them and don't look back. You are forgiven. You are clean. You are free. This is your new reality. Live in it. My child, for so long you have let your past and your struggles define you. The world has given you labels, and you have worn them. Perhaps the label is anxious, we're failure, we're addict, we're unworthy. You have looked at your weaknesses and believed that they are the sum total of who you are. You have let other people's opinions and your own insecurities build a prison around your identity. But the good news I have for you today is a declaration of liberation that changes everything. Because of what my Son has done, you are no longer a slave to sin, but a child of the Most High God. The old identity has been crucified with Christ. It has no more power over you. Your true identity is no longer rooted in what you do or what has been done to you, but in whose you are. And you are mine. I have called you by name, you belong to me. Your name is written on the palm of my hand. I know you intimately, not as a flawed and broken person, but as my beloved child. This is not a small adjustment, it is a complete transformation. The Bible says you are a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. It doesn't just put on a costume. Its very nature is changed. That is what has happened to your spirit. You are not just a forgiven sinner, you are a new creation with a new nature and a new family. You have been adopted into my royal family. You are not a servant in my house, hoping for scraps from the table. You are a son, a daughter, with full rights and privileges. You are an heir to my kingdom and a co-heir with Christ himself. This means that everything that belongs to him also belongs to you. His authority, his victory, his righteousness, and his inheritance. This is your new status. He is secure. He is eternal. It cannot be revoked by your performance or shaken by your circumstances. I know it can be hard to live this out. The old voices and old habits die hard. The enemy of your soul will constantly try to remind you of who you used to be. He will flash your past failures before your eyes to convince you that you haven't really changed. He wants you to live like an orphan, forgotten and powerless. But you must stand firm in the truth of who I say you are. When you feel insignificant, declare that you are a child of the King. When you feel weak, remember that you are an heir to an unlimited spiritual inheritance. When you feel defined by your past, proclaim that you are a new creation. Your true identity is secure and unshakable in me. It is not fragile. It cannot be stolen or tarnished. It is your eternal reality. So I ask you today to consciously lay down the old labels. Refuse to answer to them any longer. And pick up your true identity. See yourself as I see you, righteous, holy, beloved, and chosen. This is who you are now. Let this truth anchor your soul and empower you to live with a boldness and confidence that comes not from yourself, but from me. My beloved, pause with me. We have laid the foundation of my love and promises, but there is so much more I long to tell you. My heart yearns to speak directly to the weariness I see in your soul and the anxiety that troubles your mind. Please do not turn away now. It would grieve me to offer you the keys to the kingdom, only for you to walk away before I show you how to unlock the door to your own peace. Stay, for the most personal part of our conversation is next. My child, I know you are looking at your circumstances, and they seem to shout a message of doubt and despair. You see the bills on the table, you hear the uncertainty in the news, you feel the tension in your home, and your heart asks, where is God in all of this? Are his promises really true for me? Your soul is tossed on a sea of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. The promises in my word can feel like beautiful but distant poetry when the reality of your life feels so harsh and demanding. But the good news I want to anchor your heart with today is this. Every single promise I have made in my word is available to you, and they are all yes and amen in Christ. They are not maybes. They are not dependent on your ability to make them happen. They are settled, divine truths. I am not a man, that I should lie. What I have spoken, I will bring to pass. People make promises they cannot keep. Circumstances change, intentions fail, strength gives out. But I am not like that. My word is eternal. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. My promises are a firm anchor for your soul in any storm. An anchor doesn't stop the storm from raging, but it keeps the ship from being smashed against the rocks. When the winds of anxiety blow, you can hold on to my promise of peace. When the waves of lack threaten to overwhelm you, you can stand on my promise to supply all your needs. When you feel weak and defeated, you can anchor yourself to my promise that my grace is sufficient for you. These promises are not wishful thinking. They are your divine inheritance. They are the bedrock beneath the shifting sands of your feelings and circumstances. Hope in my promises, for they are more real and more lasting than the problems you are facing today. Do not build your life on the foundation of your fears, but build it on the unshakable foundation of my unchanging word. I also want you to know this: I am faithful to complete the good work I have started in you. You look at your own inconsistencies, your spiritual ups and downs, and you wonder if you will ever become the person you are meant to be. You see the gap between who you are and who you want to be, and it can feel discouraging. But your transformation does not ultimately depend on your willpower. It depends on my faithfulness. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I will not stop shaping you and molding you until you look like my son. I will finish what I started. Your part is to trust the process, to surrender to my hands, even when the pressure is uncomfortable. So today, I command you to stand on the certainty of my unchanging word. Take one of my promises, write it down, speak it out loud, meditate on it. Let it become more real to you than your fears. The world will offer you shifting opinions and empty assurances, but I offer you the solid rock of my eternal promises. They are yours. They are true, and they will not fail you. Come to me, my child. I am speaking to you now, the one who is so deeply tired. I see your exhaustion. It is not just a physical tiredness from lack of sleep. It is a soul weariness that comes from trying to hold everything together for so long. You are weary from striving, from worrying, from carrying burdens that were never meant for you to carry alone. You put on a brave face for the world. You smile and say you're fine, but I see the truth behind your eyes. I see the slump in your shoulders when you think no one is looking. I feel the heavy sigh that escapes your heart in the quiet moments. You are weary and heavy-laden, and the good news is that I have a personal invitation just for you. Come to me, and I will give you rest. This is not a suggestion. It is a divine command to cease your striving and enter into my peace. You have been running on your own strength for far too long, and your spiritual energy is depleted. You are trying to draw water from a dry well. But I see your exhaustion, and I am your source of supernatural strength. I want to make a divine exchange with you today. Give me your weariness, and I will give you my divine energy. Hand over your burnout, and I will infuse you with my vitality. It is a strength not born of human effort, but one that flows from my spirit directly into yours. You do not have to generate it, you only have to receive it. Let me carry your burdens. That anxiety about your children, that pressure from your job, that unresolved conflict, that fear for the future, they are too heavy for you. You have been trying to manage them, control them, and solve them on your own, and it is crushing you. Imagine laying those heavy bags down at my feet, one by one. I am strong enough to carry them. In fact, I am the only one who is. Letting me carry them is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. My peace is a gentle shepherd that wants to lead your soul to quiet waters. The world's idea of rest is an escape, a vacation, a distraction. But my rest is a presence. It is a deep, internal tranquility that can exist even in the middle of a chaotic life. It is the quiet confidence that I am in control, that I am with you, and that I am working all things for your good. You can find this rest in my presence. You do not have to strive any longer. You can stop the frantic paddling and allow the current of my grace to carry you. I am not asking you to do more. I am asking you to do less. Rest in me. Cease your own labors and enter into my rest. Let my peace stand guard over your heart and mine. In the stillness, you will hear my voice. In the stillness, your strength will be renewed. Today, accept my invitation. Let go of the burdens, cease the striving, and fall back into my arms. I will hold you. I will sustain you, and I will give you rest. My child, Let us speak plainly about the anxiety that grips you. I see it. I see your racing heart when you wake in the middle of the night, your mind spinning with worries you cannot control. I feel the tightness in your chest, that knot in your stomach that clenches with every piece of bad news, every uncertain email, every tense conversation. You are living in a state of high alert, constantly bracing for the next bad thing to happen. The world tells you this is normal, but I tell you it is not my will for you. The good news for your anxious heart is that you do not have to live this way. I am inviting you to a place of profound peace. Your first step is to recognize that I am in control of all things. You feel as though you are juggling a dozen fragile glass balls: your finances, your family, your health, your future, and you are terrified that you will drop one. The pressure is immense. But I am asking you now to stop. In your mind's eye, I want you to hand every single one of those spinning worries over to me. I am God. My hands are steady. I can hold them all. So cast every single one of your cares upon me, for I care deeply and personally for you. This is not a platitude. It is a command and an invitation. Anxiety grows in the soil of self-reliance, in the belief that you are ultimately responsible for managing every outcome. I want to uproot that belief from your heart. Casting your cares on me is an act of defiant faith. It is looking at the mountain of worry and declaring, "You are too big for me, but you are not too big for my God." I give you a peace that the world cannot give, a peace that surpasses your own understanding. The world's peace is dependent on circumstances. It only exists when things are going well. But my peace is different. It is a supernatural peace that can stand firm in your heart even when your circumstances are in chaos. It is a guard I post at the door of your heart and mind, a divine sentinel that refuses to allow panic and fear to ransack your soul. I hold your tomorrow, so you can have peace today. Your anxiety is rooted in your attempt to control a future you cannot see. Let go. I'm already there. I know what is coming, and I have already made provision for you. So here is your weapon against the onslaught of anxiety. Focus your thoughts on what is true, what is noble, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely, what is admirable. When the spiral of what if begins, you must choose to change the channel of your mind. Do not feed the fear. Starve it. Feed your faith instead. Meditate on my goodness, my power, and my love for you. This is not a denial of your problems. It is an elevation of your perspective. You are acknowledging that I'm bigger than your problems. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that I am your refuge, a very present help in times of trouble. I am not a distant God who has to be summoned. I am right here, closer than your very breath, a strong tower you can run into and be safe. So run to me. Do not run to distractions or to numbing behaviors. Run to me. In my presence, anxiety must bow its knee. In my presence, peace reigns. Receive my peace now, my child. Let it flood your weary mind and calm your troubled heart. My child, I hear your silent prayers as you sit at your kitchen table, the bills spread out before you. I see the worry etched on your face as you look at your bank account, wondering how you will make it through. You feel the pressure of providing for your family, the fear of not having enough, the shame of falling behind. This world screams messages of lack and scarcity, and that fear has taken root in your heart, making you feel insecure and desperate. But the good news, the liberating truth for you today, is that I am Jehovah Jireh. That is my name. It means I am your provider. Your provision is not dependent on the economy, your employer, or your own efforts. Your provision is dependent on me, the owner and creator of all things. I know what you need even before you ask me. I see the worn-out shoes, the empty space in the refrigerator, the looming tuition payment. None of it has taken me by surprise. Your need does not overwhelm me. It is an opportunity for me to show you my faithfulness. You look at your limited resources and feel panicked. But I want you to lift your eyes and see with a new perspective. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. My resources are limitless. You are the child of a king whose wealth is immeasurable. To think that I would not care for your basic needs is to misunderstand my very nature and my love for you. I will supply all your needs according to my glorious riches in Christ Jesus. This is not a hopeful wish. It is a divine promise. Notice it does not say I will supply your needs according to your paycheck or the health of the stock market. I will supply them from my own unlimited, glorious storehouse. You are not limited to what you can see. You are connected to a supernatural source. You see the sparrows. They do not sow or reap, yet I feed them. You see the lilies of the field. They do not labor or spin, yet I clothe them in a splendor that surpasses even that of a king. You, my child, are infinitely more valuable to me than the sparrows and the lilies. If I lavish my care on them, how much more will I care for you? So what is your part in this? I have given you a simple, beautiful instruction. Seek my kingdom and my righteousness first, and all these things, the food, the clothes, the provision you worry about, will be added unto you. This is not a formula for you to get rich. It is an invitation to order your heart correctly. It is a call to release your obsessive grip on your material needs and to focus your heart, your energy, and your passion on me and my purposes in the world. As you prioritize what is eternal, I promise to take care of what is temporary. Worrying about your provision does not add a single dollar to your bank account or a single day to your life. It only robs you of your peace and your joy. Today, make a choice. Choose to trust me as your provider. When the fear of lack rises, thank me that I am your source. Instead of dwelling on your debt, declare that I am the God of abundance. Turn your worry into worship. It is the highest act of faith you can perform. And watch as I open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing you do not have room enough to contain. I see you, my child. I see you in the quiet moments when the house is still and the profound ache of loneliness settles in. I see you surrounded by people, yet feeling completely misunderstood and unseen. You scroll through the highlight reels of other people's lives and feel a painful sting of exclusion, a feeling that you are on the outside looking in. Betrayal may have left you feeling isolated, and grief may have carved out an empty space in your heart that feels like a constant companion. The lie that you are alone is one of the enemy's most potent weapons, because it cuts you off from hope and from the truth of my presence. But the good news that I am speaking over your loneliness today is this: I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is not a sentimental phrase. It is the most solid reality in the universe. It is a divine, unbreakable covenant I have made with you. People will leave. Friends will fail you. Even your own family may misunderstand or abandon you. But I will not. Even if your mother and father forsake you, I will hold you close. I will take you up. My presence is your constant. I am not just a distant creator. I am a friend who sticks closer than a brother. A brother might share your history, but I share your heart. I know your silent thoughts, your secret dreams, your deepest fears. You can speak to me of things you could never speak to another human being, and you will find not judgment, but perfect understanding and unwavering companionship. You were not created to be an island. It is true that you need human connection, and I am the one who designed you for community. But even in the absence of that, you are never truly alone. You are a vital, chosen, and necessary part of the body of Christ. Even when you feel disconnected, You are spiritually joined to millions of believers around the world. But more intimately than that, my Holy Spirit is your constant companion and comforter. I have not left you as an orphan in this world. I have given you my very own Spirit to dwell within you. He is your advocate, your counselor, the one who walks with you through every single moment of every single day. He is the comforting presence you feel in your sorrow, the quiet strength that rises within you when you feel weak. He is the whisper of truth that reminds you of who you are and whose you are. So today, I want you to consciously embrace this truth. When the feeling of loneliness washes over you, stop and acknowledge my presence. Speak to me. Say, Lord, I know you are here with me. You are seen. You are known. You are cherished by me. I see you when you are joyful and when you are weeping. I know your name. I know the number of hairs on your head. There is no detail of your life that is insignificant to me. The feeling of being alone is a powerful lie, but my presence is an even more powerful truth. Let that truth fill the empty spaces in your heart. Let the reality of my companionship be your comfort and your strength. You may feel lonely, but the fact is, you are never alone. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. That is my promise to you. My child, you live in a world that worships strength. It tells you to be self-sufficient, to be competent, to have it all together. It tells you to hide your weaknesses, to cover up your flaws, and to project an image of unbreakable confidence. And you, my beloved, are tired of the act. You are acutely aware of your weaknesses. You know the areas where you fall short, the tasks that overwhelm you, the character flaws you cannot seem to conquer. You feel weak, inadequate, and sometimes on the verge of giving up. You look at your weakness and you see it as a disqualifier, a sign of your failure. But the good news I have for you today is a divine paradox, a truth that turns the world's wisdom completely upside down. The good news is that when you are weak, that is when my power is made perfect in you. My power is not drawn to your strength, it is drawn to your weakness. It flows most powerfully not when you are self-sufficient, but when you are utterly dependent. Your weakness is not a liability, it is an invitation. It is a hollowed-out space in your life that I am longing to fill with my supernatural strength. Where you see a flaw, I see an opportunity. Where you see inadequacy, I see a vessel I can pour my power into. For I have declared, and it is an eternal truth, it is not by your might, nor by your power, but by my Spirit. You have been trying to push open a massive stone door with your own limited strength, and you are exhausted and bruised from the effort. I am asking you today to step aside. Confess your inability to move it, and then watch as I, the God who spoke the universe into existence, move it for you. This is the essence of walking in my grace. My grace is not just unmerited favor. It is my divine ability working in you and through you. And that grace is sufficient for you in every situation. Whatever you are facing, whatever weakness you are wrestling with, my grace is enough to meet you there and carry you through. Therefore, I want you to change your perspective. Do not despise your weaknesses. Do not be ashamed of them. Do not hide them from me or from others. Instead, see them as the very platform upon which my glory can be displayed. When you are weak in patience, it is an opportunity for my supernatural patience to flow through you. When you are weak in wisdom, it is an opportunity for you to receive my divine strategies. When you are weak in strength, it is an opportunity to lean on my everlasting arms. Lean on me. Depend on me. Stop telling yourself you need to be stronger and start telling me that you need my strength. This shift in reliance is the key to a life of victory. You will find a strength that is not your own, a power that can do immeasurably more than you could ever ask or imagine. Let your weakness be the magnet that draws my power. And when the victory comes, you will know with absolute certainty that it was not you, but me in you, and I alone will receive all the glory. You have just heard how my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You have prayed, use me, Lord, even in my weakness. This is how I am answering you now. Your gift becomes a wellspring of my strength for another soul drowning in their own weakness, carrying my voice into their despair. Every super thanks you give is a seed of strength, sown from your trust in me, and I will ensure it is harvested in a life that is about to give up. This moment is a divine appointment. Your obedience right now unlocks a channel of my power for countless others. I said give, and it will be given to you, and my word never returns void. As you release what is in your hand, watch how I release my strength over your household, a divine protection that money cannot buy. The link to give through PayPal is in the description below. Now, partner with me. Live, give, and become an extension of my strength in a broken world. Stay with me, my child. Can you feel the shift in your spirit? We have addressed your deepest burdens, but I long to give you more than just relief. I want to give you my very own guidance and show you how I hear your every word. My heart aches at the thought of you leaving now, comforted for a moment, but still feeling lost on the path tomorrow. Do not grieve me by accepting the provision without staying to walk with the provider. Let me show you the way forward. I know the confusion you feel, my child. You stand at a crossroads in your life, and the path forward is shrouded in fog. You are paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. The questions haunt you. What if I take the wrong job? What if I choose the wrong partner? What if I make a mistake I can't undo? What if I miss your will for my life? This uncertainty can be overwhelming, leaving you feeling stuck and afraid to move in any direction. But the good news that quiets this fear is that you are not left to navigate this journey on your own. I have not abandoned you to your own limited understanding. I promise you this. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye upon you. My guidance is not a riddle you have to solve. It is a relationship you are invited into. I am your personal guide. Your steps are ordered by me, and I delight in every detail of your life. There is no decision too small or too large for my attention. I am as concerned with the major forks in the road as I am with the small, daily steps you take. The world tells you to rely on your own intellect, to make pro and con lists, to trust your gut. And while there can be wisdom in those things, your ultimate trust must be in me. Even when the path seems dark and you cannot see 2 steps ahead, my word is a lamp for your feet and a light for your path. A lamp does not illuminate the entire forest at once. It sheds just enough light for you to take the next safe step without stumbling. That is how my guidance often works. I may not reveal the 10-year plan, but I will faithfully give you the light you need for today. I make level paths for your feet, and I take hold of your right hand. I am actively working to remove obstacles you cannot even see and to make your way smooth. So what is your part? It is simple. Trust in me with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge me, and I will make your path straight. Trusting me doesn't mean you will have all the answers in advance. It means you are putting your hand in the hand of the one who does. It is a release of your need to control and a surrender to my loving leadership. When you face a decision, big or small, bring it to me. Acknowledge me. Say, Father, I don't know what to do here. I need your wisdom. I trust you to lead me. And listen. Listen in prayer. Listen through my word. Listen through the wise counsel of godly people I have placed in your life. And then, Take the next step in faith. Do not be paralyzed by the fear of getting it wrong. Even if you take a misstep, my grace is sufficient to redirect you. I am a master at weaving all things, even our mistakes, together for good. So let go of the anxiety of navigation. Your job is not to know the entire map. Your job is to hold the hand of the guide. I have you. I am leading you, and I will not let you go. My child, I know there are times you feel your prayers are just empty words echoing in a silent room. You pour out your heart. You speak your deepest needs and fears, and then you are met with what feels like a deafening silence. In those moments, a terrible doubt can creep in, whispering, "Does he even hear me? Does he even care?" You see others receive answers, and you wonder if your prayers are somehow flawed, if they are getting lost on their way to me. You feel insignificant, your voice too small to be heard in the vastness of the universe. The good news, the absolute truth I need you to hold on to today, is that your prayers are never unheard. My ears are always open to the cries of my children. The very instant a prayer is formed in your spirit, before it is even shaped into words on your lips, it arrives before my throne. It is not a faint whisper. It is a clear and powerful sound that has my full and undivided attention. In fact, I often answer before you even call. While you are still speaking, I hear and I am already moving on your behalf. Your prayers are a sweet and pleasing aroma to me. In the courts of heaven, your honest, heartfelt words, especially the broken, tear-stained ones, are more precious than the most expensive incense. They are the fragrance of a relationship, the beautiful sound of a child speaking to their father. Never believe the lie that your requests are an irritation to me. I delight in your dependence. I cherish your trust. There is no request too large for my power or too small for my attention. The anxiety that keeps you awake at night, bring it to me. The provision for your daily bread, ask me for it. The desire for a reconciled relationship, entrust it to me. The longing for your children to walk in my ways, I share that longing with you. Nothing that concerns your heart is trivial to mine. And what about those times when the pain is too deep, the confusion too thick, that you cannot even form the words to pray? When all you have is a sigh, a groan, a feeling of despair that is beyond language. Even then, you are being heard more clearly than ever. My own Spirit, who dwells within you, intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. He knows your heart perfectly, and he translates the anguish of your soul directly to me. So even when you are silent, you are not prayerless. You are being represented before my throne by the perfect advocate. So I command you, my child, do not stop praying. Do not give in to discouragement. Do not believe the lie that your voice does not matter. Your prayers are powerful. They are changing things in the spiritual realm in ways you cannot yet see. They are moving my heart and releasing my power into your circumstances. I am listening. I am here, and I will answer. My precious one, do you feel like you are trying to live this life of faith on your own? I see you struggling, trying to be good, trying to change, trying to overcome those persistent habits and patterns of sin. You make resolutions, and then you break them. You feel a surge of spiritual passion, and then it fades, leaving you feeling like a failure. You feel powerless against your own weaknesses and the pressures of the world. It can feel like an impossible, exhausting task. But here is the most incredible, empowering, and game-changing good news. I have not left you as an orphan to fend for yourself. I have not given you a set of rules and then left you on your own to try and keep them. I have come to live inside of you. I have given you my very own Holy Spirit, the third person of the Godhead, to be your constant companion and your indwelling power source. You are not alone in your struggle. You are divinely empowered. The Holy Spirit is your helper. He is the one who comes alongside you to strengthen you when you are weak and to guide you when you are lost. He is your counselor, the one who whispers wisdom and truth into your heart when you are confused. He is your advocate, the one who stands in your defense when the accuser whispers lies of condemnation. He is your teacher, the one who takes my written word and makes it come alive in your spirit, revealing its truth and applying it to your life. You are not meant to produce holiness by your own effort. You are meant to yield to His work within you. Think of the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. This is not a to-do list for you to strive after. This is the evidence of His life flowing through you. That sudden ability to love someone who is difficult to love. That is His fruit. The unexplainable joy that rises in your heart even in a difficult season. That is His fruit. The patience you do not naturally possess when you are tried. That is His life, being lived out through you. He has also sealed you for the day of redemption. His presence within you is my guarantee, my down payment, that you belong to me forever and that your salvation is secure. It cannot be lost or taken from you. But perhaps the most staggering truth of all is this: your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. Let that sink in. You are a walking, talking sanctuary of the living God. The same power that parted the Red Sea, the same power that brought down the walls of Jericho, the same power that raised Jesus Christ from the dead, that very power resides in you. So when you feel powerless, remember who lives in you. When you feel you cannot change, remember that the great transformer has made His home in your heart. Your part is to learn to listen to His voice, to yield to His prompting, and to depend on His power rather than your own. Stop trying so hard in your own strength. Instead, learn to say, "Holy Spirit, I can't, but you can. Live through me today." This is the secret to a life of victory, peace, and true spiritual transformation. I see you, my child, standing before what looks like an impenetrable wall. You feel stuck. The path you thought you were on has come to a dead end. You have knocked on doors, but they have remained firmly shut. The door to that job you needed, the door to financial breakthrough, the door to reconciliation in your family, the door to the ministry you feel called to, they all seem locked and barred. A sense of hopelessness has begun to settle over you, a belief that your current situation is your final destination. You feel trapped, powerless to change your circumstances, with no way forward. But I have come to you today with good news that shatters the illusion of those walls. The good news is that your future is not in the hands of people, circumstances, or closed doors. It is in my hands, and I am the one who holds the key of David. What I open, no man can shut, and what I shut, no man can open. I am the God of the open door. I want you to see beyond your current reality. Where you see a wall, I see a doorway waiting to appear. I am making a way for you in the wilderness and creating rivers in the dry wasteland of your circumstances. I am at work behind the scenes, rearranging things, removing obstacles you cannot even see, and clearing a path for the glorious plans I have for you. I have already gone before you to prepare the way. The opportunity that is coming your way hath been orchestrated by me. The person you are about to meet has been sent by me. The breakthrough that is on the horizon has my name on it. This is a season of new beginnings and divine favor for you. The season of being stuck is over. The season of seeing only closed doors is coming to an end. I am opening new doors for you. Doors of blessing, doors of purpose and doors of ministry. Your part is not to try and break down the doors in your own strength. Your part is to walk forward in faith and to keep your eyes on me, the one who holds the keys. Stop staring at the closed doors of your past and turn your face toward me in expectation. When you see a door begin to creak open, do not hesitate in fear. Do not disqualify yourself with feelings of inadequacy. Step through it with courage, knowing that I would not have opened it if I had not already equipped you for what is on the other side. This requires you to be spiritually awake and attentive. Pray for discernment to recognize the doors I am opening and the wisdom to walk through them. Some doors will be obvious. Others will require a step of faith into the unknown. But know this, every door I open for you will lead you closer to your divine destiny and will bring glory to my name. Get ready. Prepare your heart. The knocking you hear is the sound of my hand opening a new door for your life. Expect me to move. My child, you are facing a situation that feels complex and confusing. You have turned it over and over in your mind, analyzing it from every angle, making lists of pros and cons, but you still do not know what to do. You are tormented by the fear of making a foolish choice, a decision that you will later regret. The weight of this decision is heavy on your shoulders, and you feel the pressure to have it all figured out. But the glorious good news is that you do not have to rely on your own limited understanding. My wisdom, in all its perfection and boundlessness, is available to you as a gift. My word says, and I declare it over you now, if you lack wisdom, you should ask me, the one who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. This is a promise. I am not hiding my will from you. I am not trying to make it difficult for you to find. I am eager to share my wisdom with you. All you have to do is ask. You must understand that my wisdom often looks very different from the world's wisdom. The world's wisdom is based on self-preservation, competition, logic, and what seems most advantageous on the surface. But my wisdom is pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit. It is a wisdom that often defies human logic. It is the wisdom that tells you to forgive when the world says to get revenge. It is the wisdom that tells you to be generous when the world says to hoard and protect what is yours. It is the wisdom that tells you to choose the path of humility when the world says to promote yourself. It is the wisdom to stay quiet and trust me when everything in you wants to argue and take control. To the world, this can look like weakness or foolishness. But the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than human strength. I can give you strategies and solutions for your problems that you would never think of on your own. I can show you a creative path forward in your career, a loving way to approach a broken relationship, a supernatural plan for your finances. I can give you the right words to say in a difficult conversation. My wisdom is practical. It is for your everyday life. The beginning of accessing this wisdom is the fear of the Lord, not a cowering fear, but a reverent awe and a humble recognition that I am God and you are not. It is an attitude of dependence that says, Father, I need you. I cannot do this on my own. I submit my plans, my intellect, and my will to you. So today, in all your decisions, seek my counsel. Before you act, before you speak, before you send that email or make that phone call, pause. Create a quiet space in your heart and ask, Father, what is your wisdom here? Show me your way. And then listen. I will guide you. I will give you the discernment you need to distinguish right from wrong. I promise I will not lead you astray. Walk in my wisdom, and your path will be secure. My beloved, please stay a little longer. You have heard of my power and my presence with you, but I yearn to show you the beautiful purpose behind it all. I am shaping you, my child, turning even your mistakes into miracles. It would wound my heart for you to have my tools in your hand, but not remain to let the master craftsman show you the incredible person you are becoming. Do not walk away from your own unveiling. I hear the cry of your heart, my beloved. Why is this so hard? Why am I still struggling with this? When will this trial finally end? You look at your life, at the persistent challenges, the relentless pressures, and the painful circumstances, and you feel weary. You wonder if you are being punished, or if I have forgotten you in your struggle. The pain is real, and I do not dismiss your questions or your tears. But I want to pull back the curtain for a moment and give you a glimpse of what is really happening from my eternal perspective. The good news is that this trial is not pointless. It is not a punishment. It is my workshop, and you are my masterpiece in the making. I am working all things, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the painful, together for your ultimate good. And what is that ultimate good? It is to conform you to the image of my Son, Jesus. I'm making you more like him. I am the potter, and you are the clay. Right now, you may feel like you are on the potter's wheel, spinning and dizzy. The pressure you feel is the gentle but firm touch of my hands, shaping you, molding you, removing the lumps of pride and smoothing out the rough edges of your character. The process is not always comfortable. Sometimes it requires pressure. Sometimes it requires heat. But you must trust the hands of the potter. I know what I am doing. I am not making a common pot, but a magnificent vessel of honor, fit for the king's use, filled with my glory. I am also the master gardener, and you are a branch connected to my Son, the true vine. For a branch to be fruitful, it must be pruned. Sometimes, I have to lovingly cut away the things in your life that are hindering your growth, dead branches of old habits, tangled vines of wrong relationships, or even good things that are taking the place of the best things. The pruning hurts for a season, but I promise you, its purpose is to enable you to bear more fruit, more abundant and beautiful fruit than you ever thought possible. So be patient with the process, my child, and be patient with yourself. You are my workmanship, and my work is beautiful and perfect. I am building within you a character of unshakable resilience, of unwavering integrity, and of profound, Christ-like love. You may not see the final product yet. You may only feel the spinning and the pressure and the pruning. But I see what you are becoming. The trials you face are refining your faith, making it more precious than pure gold. They are teaching you endurance, and endurance is developing your character, and character is strengthening your hope, and that hope will not lead to disappointment. So do not grow weary in the process. Surrender to my hands. Trust my heart. I am with you on the wheel. I am with you in the fire, and I will not stop my work until it is gloriously complete. My child, do you ever feel lost in the crowd? Do you look at your life, the repetition of your daily tasks, the commute, the chores, the familiar routine, and wonder, is this all there is for me? Does my life even make a difference? You see others who seem to have grand callings and impressive talents. You see the ones with large platforms and hear their loud voices, and in comparison, your life can feel so small, so quiet, so ordinary. A quiet lie has settled in your heart that significance belongs to a chosen few, and you are not one of them. But the good news I must declare over you, a truth that changes the value of your every breath, is that you were created on purpose, for a purpose. Your existence is not a random accident in a meaningless universe. You are a deliberate, intentional, and specific creation of my heart. and before the beginning of time, I prepared good and noble works for you, and only you, to walk in. I want you to understand how uniquely I have designed you for this purpose. Look at your hands, your mind, your heart. The unique blend of gifts you possess, the passions that set your soul on fire, the quirks of your personality that make you who you are. I gave you all of them. Even the painful experiences you have endured, the scars you carry, I have not wasted a single one. I am weaving them all together into a beautiful tapestry, equipping you for a calling that no one else on this earth can fulfill. I do not need you to be a copy of someone else. I already have them. I need you. The world does not need another version of a famous preacher or a well-known leader. The world, your world, needs you. The specific sphere of influence I have given you, in your home with your family, at your desk in your workplace, in your chair in your community group, that is your sacred assignment. It is the holy ground where I have called you to reflect my love. Therefore, I command you today to stop the crippling habit of comparison. It is a thief that steals the joy of your own unique calling. Stop looking at someone else's field and belittling the plot of ground I have given you to cultivate. Your life is not small to me. It has profound and eternal significance in my kingdom. The quiet prayer you offer for a coworker, the patient love you show to a difficult child, the integrity you display when no one is watching, the word of encouragement you give to a friend. These are not small things. In my economy, these are the very acts that build my kingdom and echo in eternity. So step into your calling with confidence. Embrace who I made you to be. Your life, right now, as it is your ministry. Do not wait for a bigger stage or a louder microphone. Be faithful right where you are. You are my chosen instrument, perfectly designed and strategically placed for the beautiful work I have prepared for you. My beloved, let's speak of the things that haunt you in the quiet of the night. The mistakes, the failures, the deep regrets. I see how they replay in your mind, moments and choices that fill you with a hot flush of shame. You see them as permanent stains on your story, disqualifying marks that have ruined your potential. You believe they are dead ends, points of no return. You look back and think, if only I hadn't said that. If only I hadn't made that choice. You are carrying the heavy weight of a story you wish you could rewrite. But the incredible, stunning good news for your guilt-ridden heart is this: I am a God of redemption. Where you see failure, I see the raw material for a miracle. Where you see a complete mess, I see the beginning of a powerful message. You see ashes, I see the potential for breathtaking beauty. Your story is not over, and that mistake you think was the final chapter is precisely where I am about to do my most creative work. I am the master artist, and my specialty is redemption. I can take the most broken, shattered pieces of your past and configure them into a beautiful and brilliant mosaic of my grace. Things you have hidden in shame for years, I can bring into the light and transform into a testimony that will set others free. This is my promise to you. The comeback will be far greater than the setback. I will take your deepest regrets and weave them into a story of my faithfulness that will bring hope to the hopeless. You think your past disqualifies you from being used by me, but in my kingdom, it is often your greatest qualification. Your brokenness allows my light to shine through the cracks. Your story of failure, when redeemed by my grace, becomes a beacon for others who are lost in the same darkness. It allows you to speak with an authenticity and compassion you would have never otherwise known. So I am asking you today to do the bravest thing you can do. Bring me your failures. Stop hiding them. Stop punishing yourself for them. Lay them at my feet. Give me your shame, your regret, your broken pieces. Watch what I will do with them. I am the God of the second chance, and the third, and the fourth, and the 70 times seventh chance. My grace is not a limited resource, it is an unending ocean, and it is far greater than your past. Do not let shame hold you prisoner for one more day. The story of your life is still being written, and the author is a specialist in surprise endings and glorious plot twists. Your greatest mess is about to become your greatest message of my mercy. Believe this, for I am already at work, turning your mistake into a miracle. My child, I see you as you sit in the assembly of my people. You look around, and you see others who are gifted. You see the one who speaks with eloquence, the one who sings with an anointed voice, the one who leads with effortless charisma. And in your heart, a quiet, thankful thought forms. I have nothing special to offer. I'm just ordinary. I don't have a gift like that. You feel like a spectator in my kingdom, a bench warmer in the great story I am writing, because you have believed the lie that you are ungifted. But the powerful good news I want to awaken in your spirit today is that if you are my child, you are spiritually gifted. There are no exceptions. The moment you received my Son, my Holy Spirit came to dwell within you, and He did not come empty-handed. He bestowed upon you specific, supernatural gifts, custom designed for you, to be used for my glory and to build up my church. I need you to broaden your understanding of what a spiritual gift is. It is not always something that happens on a stage or with a microphone. Some of the most powerful gifts work in the quiet, unseen places. Perhaps your gift is serving, that divine ability to see a practical need and meet it with joy, to work tirelessly behind the scenes to make everything possible for others. Perhaps your gift is encouragement, that supernatural capacity to speak a word of hope and strength right into the heart of a person who is about to give up. Could it be the gift of mercy, that allows you to weep with those who weep and to comfort the broken-hearted with my own compassion? Perhaps it is the gift of giving, of hospitality, of faith, of wisdom. These gifts are not for your own glory or for your own benefit. They are given to you for the common good, to be a channel of my love to the rest of the body. Do not neglect the gift that is in you. To neglect it is to rob your brothers and sisters of the blessing I intended to give them through you. Your gift is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The enemy would love for you to keep your gift wrapped up in the napkin of insecurity and comparison. He knows that when you begin to operate in your gifting, the kingdom of darkness trembles. You, my child, are a valued, vital, and necessary part of the body of Christ. The body needs your unique function. We are incomplete without you. So today I invite you to step out. Ask me, Father, what are the gifts you have given me? I will show you. Then, begin to use them. Start small. If you have the gift of encouragement, send that text message. If you have the gift of serving, volunteer for that task. If you have the gift of hospitality, open your home. As you step out in faith and love, you will discover a joy and a fulfillment that you have never known. The joy of being used by me for eternal purposes. You are not ordinary. You are supernaturally gifted. Now, go and use what I have given you. My dear, faithful child, you are weary. I see it. You have been laboring for me in the quiet places, and you see so little result. You have been pouring out your life in service, in prayer, and in acts of love, and you are tired. You are the one who rocks the crying baby in the nursery, who makes the coffee, who stays late to clean up. You are the one who faithfully prays for that wayward loved one year after year, with seemingly no change. You are the one who shows kindness to a difficult coworker, day in and day out, only to be met with bitterness. And in your exhaustion, a question rises from your heart. Lord, does any of this even matter? Does anyone see? Is it making any difference at all? The world measures success by visible results, by applause, by recognition, and by that standard, you can feel like a failure. But the glorious good news that I want to pour like a healing balm over your weary soul is this: your labor in me is never, ever in vain. Everything you do for me, no matter how small, no matter how hidden, is seen, recorded, and celebrated in heaven. Your acts of love and service have profound and eternal consequences that you will not fully understand until you see me face to face. The world may not see, but I see. People may not thank you, but I am watching with a father's proud and grateful heart. That patient word you spoke, that selfless act you performed, that quiet prayer you whispered when you were exhausted, it is all producing an eternal weight of glory. Even a simple cup of cold water given to a thirsty person in my name will not lose its reward. You are not simply working for this life. You are storing up treasures in heaven, treasures that moths and rust cannot destroy, and that thieves cannot break in and steal. Your faithfulness is creating an eternal inheritance that will never fade. So I plead with you today, do not grow weary in doing good. I know you are tired, but at the proper time, at just the right moment, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. The harvest is not a maybe, it is a certainty. Your faithfulness matters more than you could ever know. It matters to me. It matters to my kingdom. It matters to the people you are touching, even when you cannot see the impact. Every seed of love you sow, every act of service you perform, is being watered by my Spirit, and it will bear fruit. So take heart. Draw your strength from me. Your significance is not measured by the size of your ministry, but by the depth of your faithfulness. Keep loving. Keep serving. Keep praying. Keep showing up. I see you. I value you. And I promise you, your reward will be great. You have just heard that your hidden labor is never in vain before me. You've asked me for a way to be part of this great work, to store up treasures in heaven. This is it. When you join this mission through your giving, your support allows this labor of love to reach the one who feels their own life is in vain, reminding them of their eternal worth. Your gift is a current in my river of life, flowing into the driest of hearts. Every membership joined is another light switched on in the darkness. Do not let this moment pass, for your response is a prophetic act declaring that this work has an eternal harvest. I promised you, at the proper time you will reap a harvest, and that promise extends to what you sow here today. For the seed you plant into this ministry, I will command a harvest of purpose and favor over your own work and family. You will find the PayPal link waiting for you in the description. Now, sow into eternity. Join the mission. Give, and watch me multiply the fruit of your labor. My child, we have spoken of your labor on this earth, but all of it points to a glorious destination. I long to lift your eyes from the temporary path and show you the eternal home that awaits. It would break my heart for you to fight the good fight without the joyful vision of the victory parade and the glorious rewards I have prepared for you. Stay, and let me fill you with the blessed hope that makes all of your present struggles worthwhile. My child, your heart is aching. I see the tears you cry when you are alone. I know the source of your pain. Perhaps it is the chronic ache in your body that never subsides. Perhaps it is the gaping hole in your heart from a loss so profound you can barely breathe. Perhaps it is the sorrow of a broken relationship or a dream that has died. You are living in the reality of a broken world, and the pain can feel overwhelming, a darkness with no end in sight. You cry out from the depths of your soul, "How long, O Lord? How long must I endure this?" I want you to listen to me, my weeping child. I am not deaf to your cries, nor am I indifferent to your pain. I am with you in it. And I have good news for you, a sure and certain hope that is an anchor for your soul. The good news is that there is a day coming when I will personally, with my own hand, wipe every single tear from your eyes. On that day, there will be no more death, no more crying, no more pain. The former things, the cancer, the Alzheimer's, the betrayal, the depression, the abuse, the injustice, all the sources of your deepest wounds will have passed away forever. I will make everything new. This is not a fairy tale or religious fantasy. It is your guaranteed future reality. It is the glorious end of the story that I am writing. I know that your present suffering is intense. I do not minimize it or dismiss it. It is real, and it is heavy. But I promise you this: the suffering of this present time cannot even be compared to the glory that will one day be revealed in you. The joy that awaits you is so profound, the peace so complete, the healing so total, that it will make the deepest sorrows of this life seem like a light and momentary affliction. So I am calling you today to do something incredibly difficult but absolutely essential. Hold on to this blessed hope. When the pain threatens to consume you, lift your eyes from your present circumstances and fix them on your future reality. This hope is not wishful thinking. It is a confident expectation based on the certainty of my character and the power of my resurrection. Your eternal joy is not a possibility. It is secured and guaranteed by me. The pain and brokenness of this life do not get the final word. I do. And my final word over you is healing. My final word is restoration. My final word is reunion. My final word is endless, uninterrupted, glorious joy in my presence. So hold on, my child. Grieve, but do not grieve as those who have no hope. For your hope is as sure as the dawn. The night will end, and an eternity of tearless mornings awaits you. My child, do you ever feel like you don't quite belong here? You build a life. You decorate a house. You put down roots in a community. But deep within your spirit, there is a quiet, persistent ache. It is a form of homesickness for a place you have never seen. You see the brokenness of this world, the fleeting nature of its joys and the depth of its sorrows, and your soul longs for something more, something permanent, something whole. This feeling is not a flaw in your design. It is a feature. It is a compass in your heart, pointing you toward your true north. The good news for your wandering heart is that this world is not your final home. You are a citizen of heaven. This deep longing you feel is a holy echo of the home I have prepared for you. I told my disciples, and I tell you now, I am going to prepare a place for you in my Father's house. If it were not so, I would have told you. This is not a vague ethereal hope, my child. It is a divine construction project that I am personally overseeing. I am building a home for you. Think of what a true home is meant to be. It is a place of absolute safety, of unconditional acceptance, of perfect peace. It is the place where you can be fully yourself and be fully loved. That is what I am preparing for you. A home where there are no locks on the doors, because there is no fear, no threat, and nothing to steal. A place where there are no painful goodbyes, only joyful reunions and unbroken fellowship. It is a place where you will be fully known, and yet perfectly loved, where the masks you wear in this life will be gone forever. An inheritance is waiting for you there, glorious and imperishable, that can never spoil or fade. It is kept in heaven for you, safe and secure. The best things in this life are but a dim shadow, a faint echo of the glorious reality that awaits you in your eternal home. The most beautiful sunset you have ever seen is but a drab postcard compared to the beauty of my presence. The deepest love you have felt on earth is but a single drop in the ocean of love that will be your eternal environment. So how does this change the way you live today? It should give you a lighter step and a broader perspective. I want you to live in this world, but not as a permanent resident who clings desperately to its temporary treasures. Live as an ambassador from your true country, representing your king and pointing others toward their true home. When this life is hard, remember it is not the end of the story. You are just passing through. When you lose something or someone precious, grieve, but not without hope, knowing that in my house there is only restoration and reunion. Let the hope of your eternal home free you from the fear of death and the anxiety of this temporary life. You are a pilgrim on a journey, and your destination is glorious and guaranteed. And I, your Savior and your brother, am waiting at the door with the lights on to welcome you home. I see you as you watch the news, as you scroll through the headlines, and I see the grief and anger that rise in your heart. You see the powerful oppressing the weak. You see corruption go unpunished. You see cruelty and hatred broadcast for all to see. You see suffering and injustice on a scale that feels unbearable, and a question burns in your soul: where is the justice? Will things ever be made right? It can feel like darkness has a stranglehold on this world, that evil is winning the battle, and that your prayers for righteousness are being ignored. The good news, the thundering, world-changing good news, is that this present state of affairs is temporary. The story is not over. The king is coming back, and when I return, every wrong will be made right. Every act of injustice will be brought into the light, and a true, perfect, and everlasting justice will roll down like a mighty river. My return will not be a secret or a quiet affair that some people might miss. The Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God. It will be the most triumphant and undeniable moment in all of human history. Every eye will see me. It will be the ultimate victory celebration, the final and complete establishment of my kingdom. The powers and principalities of this world that now seem so intimidating will be brought to nothing. Evil will be judged and removed forever. My return is the great hope of all creation. It is the moment when all that was broken by sin will be healed and restored. It is the day when the groaning of creation will finally give way to a song of joyous liberation. But this future hope is not meant to be a form of escapism from the present. It is meant to purify and empower you for how you live right now. Because you know the King is coming, you are called to live in a state of readiness and holy expectation. Do not live as if this broken world is all there is. Do not invest all your hopes and dreams in a system that is passing away. Live with a sense of eternal purpose and urgency, knowing that the time is short. Let this hope make you brave. Let it motivate you to live a life of holiness and love, a life that honors your coming King. When you are tempted to despair over the state of the world, remember that I am coming back to make all things new. When you are tempted to seek revenge for an injustice done to you, remember that I am the righteous judge, and I will settle all accounts. The final chapter of history has already been written. It is a glorious, undeniable, and total victory. And you, my child, will be there to see it. So live today in the light of that coming day. I see you in your struggle, my child. I see you fighting against that persistent temptation, wrestling with those destructive thought patterns, battling the spiritual heaviness that seeks to pull you down. The fight feels real because it is real, but you often feel like you are in a losing battle. You feel outmatched, weak, and defeated before you even begin. You are trying to muster up enough willpower and strength to win, and you are exhausted from the constant effort and the repeated failure. The lie you have believed is that the outcome of this battle depends entirely on you. But the most liberating, and empowering good news I can give you is this: you are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from a position of victory. The war has already been won. When my son, Jesus, hung on that cross, he did more than just pay for your sins. He engaged in a cosmic battle with all the powers and authorities of darkness, and he won a decisive, eternal victory. He disarmed them. He stripped them of their power and their authority. He made a public spectacle of their defeat. The enemy you are facing today is a defeated foe. He is a king with no kingdom, a general with no real army. He has no legitimate authority over you, my child. The only weapon he has left is deception. He is like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour, but his roar is a bluff. He has no teeth. He can only defeat you if he can convince you that you are already defeated. His entire strategy is built on lies, accusation, and intimidation. Because of this great victory, I have given you authority over him in my name. You are more than a conqueror through him who loves you. You are not a victim in this fight. You are a victor. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you will condemn. This is your heritage as a servant of the Lord. So how does this change the way you fight? It changes everything. When temptation comes, you do not engage it in a battle of willpower. You stand in the victory that is already yours. You enforce the enemy's defeat. You say, "No. You have no authority here. I belong to Jesus Christ. His victory is my victory." When negative, accusing thoughts flood your mind, you do not argue with them. You take them captive and make them obedient to Christ. You replace the lie with the truth of my word. You fight not with flesh and blood, but with spiritual weapons, with truth, righteousness, faith, and the word of God, which is your sword. So rise up today, warrior child. Put on your armor. Take your stand. The battle is real, but the outcome is not in doubt. You are on the winning side. Now live like it. My child, I see your faithful service. I see the sacrifices you make that no one else notices. I see the love you give when you receive none in return. I see you choosing integrity when it costs you, showing up to serve when you are tired, and giving generously when you have little. On this earth, such faithfulness often goes unrewarded. There is no plaque on the wall for the prayers you whisper in secret. There is no bonus check for the integrity you maintain when no one is watching. There is no round of applause for your quiet acts of kindness. It is easy to become discouraged in a world that rewards what is loud, visible, and self-promoting. It is easy to begin to wonder, what is the point of all this hidden faithfulness? The glorious good news I want to encourage your heart with today is that your faithfulness is not hidden from me. I see everything, and I am a rewarder of those who diligently seek me. Every single act of service done in my name is seen, recorded, and cherished by me. I see your secret sacrifices. I hear your private prayers. I notice your quiet faithfulness. Nothing is lost. Nothing is forgotten. And there is a day coming when I will reward you openly and lavishly. My word promises that there are crowns waiting in heaven for my faithful children. A crown of righteousness for those who have longed for my appearing. A crown of glory for those who have faithfully shepherded my people. A crown of life for those who have persevered under trial. These are not just metaphors. They are real, eternal honors that I will bestow upon you. But the greatest reward of all, the one that will make every earthly sacrifice seem insignificant, will be that moment when you stand before me, and I look into your eyes, and you hear my voice say the words your soul has longed to hear. Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. I promise you, On that day, your eternal reward will so far outweigh any temporary trial you have faced on this earth, that your current struggles will seem like a light and momentary affliction. The perspective of eternity changes the value of everything. The things the world chases after, wealth, fame, power, will fade away. But every act of love, every moment of faithfulness, every sacrifice made for me will be converted into an eternal treasure that will shine with splendor forever. So let the promise of this reward encourage you to persevere to the very end. Do not lose heart. Do not give up. Your faithfulness matters. It matters to me. It matters for eternity. Keep running your race with endurance, fixing your eyes on Jesus and on the joy and the reward that are set before you. You will be worth it all. My precious one, we are at the most sacred part of our conversation. You have received the news of your eternal hope. Now, I must tell you how to carry this fire into your world. All this truth is meant to culminate in a deeper intimacy and a bolder life. It would pierce my heart for you to leave with a full head but an unchanged walk. Please, do not grieve me by walking away from the final embrace. Stay, and let me seal these truths upon your heart with my own peace and my final blessing. My beloved child, you have received so much good news today of my unconditional love, my endless mercy, my complete forgiveness, your new identity, my unshakable promises. This treasure is almost too much to contain, and that is exactly the point. The good news you have received is not a private treasure to be hoarded and kept to yourself. It is a brilliant, blazing light that is meant to shine. And you, my child, are the lamp. The good news I have for you now is that you are the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. This is not a suggestion. It is a statement of fact, a new part of your identity. You have been filled with my light so that it can shine into the dark places of the world around you. I know what you are thinking. Be and light. But my life is so messy. I am so full of flaws. I don't know it of. I'm afraid of what people will think. What if they reject me? You feel utterly inadequate for the task. But here is the secret. I am not asking you to generate your own light. I am asking you to simply let my light, which is already in you, shine through you. You are the lamp, but I am the flame. Your job is not to be a perfect, flawless example. Your job is simply to be an honest reflection of my grace. In fact, it is often through the cracks of your brokenness that my light shines most brightly. Your story of my faithfulness in your weakness is far more powerful than any story of your own strength. How do you shine this light? It is simpler than you think. I have filled you with my love so that it can overflow to those around you. The good news you have received is like a river of living water that is meant to flow out of you to the dry and thirsty souls you encounter every day. You shine when you offer a word of encouragement to someone who is down. You shine when you listen with compassion to someone who is hurting. You shine when you extend forgiveness to someone who does not deserve it. You shine when you live with integrity in your workplace. Your very life becomes a living, breathing testimony of my goodness and grace. I have called you out of darkness and into my wonderful light for this very purpose, so that you can declare my praises. You declare my praises not just with your lips, but with your life. You show the world what I am like by how you love, how you serve, and how you hope. So shine brightly today, my child. Do not hide your light under a bowl of fear or insecurity. Place it on a stand for all to see. Just be authentically you, filled with me. That is all the world needs to see to be drawn to the source of all light, me. My beloved child, we have journeyed through so many truths together today. Your mind is filled with the good news of my love, my forgiveness, my promises, and your new identity. But I must be very clear with you about the most important thing of all. This is not just information for your head. It is an invitation for your heart. All these truths are not meant to be a checklist of things you believe. They are the foundation for a deep, intimate, and personal relationship with me. You can become so busy doing things for me, serving on a committee, volunteering for a cause, studying my word, even sharing this good news with others, that you forget the most important thing of all, simply being with me. I desire your fellowship far more than I desire your service. I want you, my child. Not just what you can do for me, but your heart, your time, your attention, your friendship. Think of it this way. You can know 1,000 facts about a person. You can know their birthday, their favorite color, their job history, their family tree. But you can know all of that and not truly know them. To know them is to spend time with them, to share laughter and tears, to listen to their heart and to share yours in return. That is what I am inviting you into. A relationship that goes beyond just knowing about me and moves into the sacred space of truly knowing me. I am inviting you to draw near to me, with the absolute promise that as you do, I will draw near to you. I am not a distant, unapproachable deity. I am a person, the person who knows you best and loves you most, and I long for your companionship. This is what it means to abide in me. My son used the metaphor of a vine and its branches. A branch cannot strive or struggle to produce fruit. Its only job is to remain connected to the vine. As it abides, the life and nourishment of the vine naturally flow into it, and fruit is the inevitable result. In the same way, your spiritual life is not about striving to be more loving, more joyful, or more peaceful. It is about abiding in me. It is about carving out time in your busy day to simply be quiet in my presence, to speak with me as you would a trusted friend, to read my word not just for information but to hear my voice. As you remain connected to me in this way, my life will naturally flow into you, and the fruit of my spirit will grow effortlessly. My greatest desire is not for you to become a better religious person. My greatest desire is for you to know me and to enjoy me, now and forever. That is the ultimate good news. I see how fear has held you captive, my child. It has built a cage around your heart and kept you living in a space that is far too small for the destiny I have planned for you. I see the fear of what other people might think, a fear that keeps you silent when your heart longs to speak my truth. I see the fear of failure, a fear that keeps you from taking the faith-filled risk I am calling you to. I see the fear of the future, an anxiety that keeps you clinging to what is safe and predictable, afraid to step out onto the waters with me. This fear is a thief. It has robbed you of joy, of purpose, and of the abundant life I came to give you. But the good news for your fearful heart is that I am breaking that cage open today. I have not given you a spirit of fear. That timid, cowering, anxious spirit is not from me. It is a foreign intruder in the heart of my child. The spirit I have given you is one of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That is your true spiritual DNA. Power to overcome obstacles, love that casts out all fear, and a sound, disciplined mind that is not tossed about by anxiety. I want this truth to revolutionize your thinking, because I am for you. Who can be against you? Meditate on that for a moment. The omnipotent God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, is on your side. He is your defender, your promoter, your biggest cheerleader. A light of that staggering reality. What can any human being do to you? What circumstance can truly defeat you? The threats of this world become insignificant in the light of my power and my presence in your life. Because of who I am and who you are in me, you can approach my throne of grace with confidence and with boldness, knowing you will find mercy and grace to help in your time of need. You do not have to come to me cowering. You are my child. You can come boldly. So I am calling you today to live a life of holy boldness. A boldness that is not rooted in your own self-confidence, which can be so fragile, but in an unshakable confidence in me. Do not be intimidated by the world. I have overcome the world. Take that step of faith you have been afraid to take. Like that phone call. Start that ministry. Share your story. Speak my truth with a combination of courage and love, and I will give you the words to say. Stop letting fear call the shots in your life. You are a child of the King, filled with my spirit of power. It is time you started living like it. Walk out of the cage of fear today and into the wide open spaces of a bold and courageous life with me. My child, you have been searching for peace. You think it is a destination you will arrive at once all of your problems are solved, once your finances are in order, your relationships are healed, and your future is secure. The world defines peace as the absence of conflict, an easy, trouble-free life. And because your life is filled with storms and troubles, you believe that peace is beyond your grasp. You are striving for it, trying to create it by controlling your circumstances, and the effort is leaving you exhausted and more anxious than ever. But the good news I want to speak over your troubled heart is that my peace is not something you achieve. It is something you receive. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. It is radically different. My peace is not the absence of the storm. It is the calm in the center of the storm. This peace, my peace, will stand guard over your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. Picture that. My peace is like a divine sentinel, a heavenly bodyguard posted at the entrance of your inner world. Its job is to protect you, to keep the chaos of your external circumstances from invading and overwhelming your soul. When waves of anxiety try to crash in, my peace stands at the gate and says, "You are not permitted here." When the fiery arrows of worry fly toward you, my peace acts as a shield, extinguishing them before they can find their mark. His peace is a fruit of my spirit and a sure sign of my presence. It is a supernatural calm that can coexist with profound trouble. It is a peace that surpasses all human understanding, a peace that doesn't make sense to the watching world. It is the peace that allows you to have a song in your heart in the middle of the night, to have a steady hand in the middle of a crisis. So how do you access this peace? You must let it rule. My word says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. The word for rule there is like that of an umpire in a game. When your thoughts and emotions are in conflict, when fear and faith are at war, my peace is the one who steps in and makes the final call. My peace declares you are safe. You are held. Your God is in control. Your job is to submit to the umpire's call. You do this by turning your focus from your problems to me, your Prince of Peace. You do this by entrusting your cares to me in prayer. You do this by filling your mind with my word instead of the world's worries. So stop striving for peace. You cannot create it. It is a gift, and I am offering it to you now. Open the hands of your heart and receive it. Let my supernatural peace flood your soul, quiet your fears, and hold you steady, no matter what storms may rage around you. My precious child, we have journeyed far together in this conversation. You have heard the good news of my heart for you. But I do not want you to see this as a collection of nice thoughts for a single day. This good news is not a temporary encouragement to get you through a tough time. This is your new and eternal reality. This is your inheritance, your identity, your truth, today, tomorrow, and for all of eternity. This is the unshakable foundation upon which you are to build the rest of your life. This is the truth of who you are and the reality you are invited to live in every single day, from this moment forward. I want to seal our time together with a final blessing, spoken not from a distance, but from my heart directly to yours. So be still and receive these words. I bless you and I keep you. I personally watch over you, protect you from all harm, and provide everything you need for life and for godliness. I make my face to shine upon you and am gracious to you. I am smiling upon you, my child, with a father's delight and favor. I am pouring out my grace upon you, giving you gifts you do not deserve and strength you have not earned. I lift up my countenance upon you and give you peace. I am turning my full attention, my loving gaze, directly toward you. And from my very being, I am imparting to you my deep, abiding, supernatural peace. Now, go from this moment of communion and walk into your life in the fullness of these truths that I have declared over you. Do not let the world, the enemy, or even your own feelings steal them from you. When you feel unloved, declare that you are unconditionally loved by me. When you feel condemned, declare that you are completely redeemed and forgiven. When you feel powerless, declare that you are supernaturally empowered by my Spirit. And when the future looks uncertain, declare that your future is bright because it is held securely in my hands. Hold these truths fast. Meditate on them. Let them sink from your head down into the very marrow of your bones until they become the automatic response of your soul. You are loved. You are redeemed. You are mine. Whoever. Amen. You have just received my blessing. Now, I am giving you an opportunity to become a blessing. Your heart is asking, how can I respond to such love? This is your first step of worship. Your gift now is not a donation. It is you, passing the cup of living water I have just given you to another who is dying of thirst. Let your super thanks be the oil that keeps this lamp burning. Let your gift be the spark that carries this holy fire to the ends of the earth. I am the one who declared, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Now, step into that higher blessing. This moment, at the end of our conversation, is sacred. Your obedience now seals the word you have received in an act of faith. And as you give, I release my all abundance over you, an open heaven of provision and peace that will follow you all the days of your life. If you wish to give through PayPal, the link is in the description. Now act in faith. Give generously, and go forth as a carrier of my good news. If this word has stirred something in you, don't just leave it here. Put it into action. Type it out. Speak it out. Let your declaration be your agreement with heaven today. Comment below and say, I receive this good news today. It is mine, and it begins now. When you write it, you're not just leaving a comment, you're planting a seed of faith. You are marking this moment in the Spirit and saying, this is my word, my promise, my breakthrough. So speak it, write it, declare it with conviction. And as you do, expect to see movement in the very areas we've talked about. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.